Hey, what's good, y'all? It's DGE, Dolphin Gang Entertainment. It's your boy DG, and we back, hey, with another video. And we're going to check out the first day of the NFL Combine and the results. We got the linebackers and the D linemen. Yeah, linebackers and the D linemen, D tackles, D ends, linebackers. So we're not going to see no fast numbers. We see this linebacker right here. He ran a 4.46. That's pretty good. Pretty good for a linebacker. Let me see. Candidate for bottom of the roster practice squad. So nobody really believe in him like that. Nobody does. So
He was a thrower
we
on the
gonna
UCLA
see
track
what
team,
happens.
so
We gonna see. 6'3", 222.
Goes.
Okay. Running a 4.4.
Bring in the cane.
That's not bad, man.
he's able to run fast.
That's not bad.
I guess
hold on real quick.
Kane gets the scepter right now.
It's early.
It is.
Let me see.
He was a thrower on the UCLA track team, so
My bad. They was playing the video. I was wondering where that noise coming from. Okay. But yeah. Kane Merdrano. You know, his draft stock definitely gonna go up, but I do think that he'll probably, get picked in the later rounds, probably like sixth, seventh round, to be a special team guy, most likely. Most likely. I don't want to doubt him. I don't, but I don't know. I gotta watch the film to see. I gotta watch the film. The other linebacker that UCLA got, he's a pretty good linebacker. Swearinger, I think that's how you say his name. Carson, pretty good linebacker. I wouldn't mind the Miami Dolphins getting him. I wouldn't mind it. James Pierce Jr. Some people are having a problem with his off the field character issues. Um, if you're running a 4.47 at his size, I'm not really worried about your character issues, man. I'm worried about it, but at the same time, bro,
That's what I'm saying.
come on, man.
I don't think it mattered based off that start.
Wow.
Okay.
That's like some Jadeveon Clowney type stuff. 1.56, 10-yard split, decent vertical. He showed up today. I give him that. He showed up. And he will be a first round pick. This is a guaranteed first round pick right here. Most definitely. Let me see who else on this list that stands out. Eugene Asante, 4.48. Okay. Jahad Campbell. This is a big linebacker right here. What? I think he's like 250. 250 around that range. 6'3", 235. Okay. Close. But that's a pretty good number for him. 4.52. I thought he was gonna be in the 4.6s. That's what I thought, but he proved me wrong. Good arm length, good hand size. You know, he's not your prototypical linebacker. You want a linebacker that fits the mold of like a former safety, so he could have that speed to be sideline to sideline. But Jahad Campbell, he's like that traditional linebacker. He will work in the NFL. If you're showing us that he can run at this speed, at this size, an NFL team will definitely work with you. I think he should get some time at the edge spot as well. I think he'll be a good edge guy. A good edge guy. So you could put him all around the field, but you don't want him like guarding those slot receivers. That's why you really want those safety type of linebackers because, you don't mind putting them against a slot receiver for 5 to 6 snaps during the game. You don't mind that. But with Jahad Campbell, he probably get cooked by a slot receiver. So I don't think he's worth the first round pick, but second round, most definitely. Second round, most definitely. Let's see who else did good. Danny Stoutsman, a pretty good linebacker out of Oklahoma. He had a good day today, 4.52. Let's check him out. We're not gonna check out everybody. We're just gonna check out like the guys that we've been hearing about throughout this whole process. 4.52, 1.55, 10-yard split, 34-inch vertical, man. He ain't hurt his draft stock today. He helped it. He helped it. Will be average starter. We're gonna see. He's just gonna have to go to the right team. If you go to the wrong team, then I don't know. Oh, he from Florida? Okay. Okay, I like him a little bit more now since he from Florida. I like him a little bit more. I would show y'all the 40s, but I'll probably get copyright for that, so I don't want to risk that. You know, YouTube, they've been coming at me with these copyright strikes. They almost took my YouTube down, man. Almost took my YouTube down, so I can't really show y'all the stuff that I used to show y'all. I could do interviews and stuff like that, but like film, and I'll do NFL games, but I'm gonna just limit it based off of not using a lot of content. I'll be trying to be informative in regards to what everybody has to offer. I try to be, but some people they be hating and they don't want me to use their videos to show y'all some things. So my bad, y'all, but hey, we gonna make it work, man. We gonna make it work. That's not gonna stop me from being a Miami Dolphin fan. It's not. Um, Samel Munden Jr. I liked him previously when like a few years ago, but I don't think he will be.
Offensive
I
line
don't think
wraps
he'll
us
be
up
a
on
first round
Sunday.
pick. Ask me a year ago, he probably would be a first round pick, but this year, second, third round, but he put up good numbers: 4.58, 1.52 10-yard split, 10-10 broad jump. I could work with that, man. I could work with that. 6.31 will be a plus starter in the NFL. Plus starter. Okay. How you say his first name? Smile Mondin Jr. So hey, this might be a guy that the Dolphins target a little bit later in the draft, but there's other linebackers I like a little bit more than him. There's other ones. Who else did good? Shamir Shamar Stewart. I'm out of Texas A&M. He impressed me today. 6'5", 267,
Shamar is in
34
the house.
inch
Shamar Stewart
hands.
out of Texas.
34-inch hand. No, my bad. 34-inch arms. 9-inch hands. Hey, he could play D tackle, DN, outside. He could do a lot of out there, man. I'm wondering why he ain't really have a lot of production. I'm wondering why, but hey, it's gonna turn into something different once he go to the NFL. Once he go to the right team, man, he gonna be a monster, bro. Monster. I think he's gonna be a top 10 pick, top 10 to 15 pick. 4.59, 1.58 10-yard split, 40-inch vertical, 10-11 broad jump. Amazing, amazing. That boy, he definitely is like that, man. Definitely is like that. He from Miami to the crib. Hey, we might have to pick him up. We might have to pick him up, man. This could be the Calais Campbell replacement. This could be. Hey, if Calais Campbell come back another year, Calais Campbell, we got somebody that you could develop into being that Matabuke, that D tackle that you develop with the Baltimore Ravens. We got somebody right here that you could turn into a similar player, help him get double-digit sacks in a year. Hey, go retire. We got another one of you on this team. And he from the crib too, so he gonna put extra work in. Extra work. I gotta search him up to see what school he went to. What he went to, a Booker T or something like that? Miami Central. I gotta search him up to see. Copy. We gotta go to this 24/7 Sports. Oh, yeah, he definitely a Florida boy. Definitely a Florida boy. That boy got them goals in. Let me see. Yeah, he had them goals in during the game. He definitely from the crib, man. I love it. He kind of remind me of Chad Thomas. Y'all remember Chad Thomas that went to Booker T? Yeah, that boy definitely a specimen. Glee. Yeah, he looked like a big ass Kodak on this one. This would be a good pickup, man, if Dolphins get him. But he's not falling out of the first round. He's not. I'm sorry. I highly doubt that. Highly doubt that. That boy from the crib for real. I love it though. I love it. I mean, y'all let me know what teams y'all think Shamar Stewart could go to, man. Y'all let me know in the comments. Let's see, go back. Let's see who else did good. Oh, Francisco Maiwaga, Maigoa, 4-6, pretty good number for him. Jeffrey Basa, I thought he was gonna get a better 40 than this. I thought he was gonna do better, man. He got to be in the 4.5s minimum for a guy who's more so of that safety, that strong safety linebacker build. This is a slow 40 for him. A slow 40. Chris Paul Jr. Pooh Paul, 4.63, pretty good number for him. Pretty good number. You know, if he had got like a 4.5, he might sneak up into the first round. 4.5. Let me see what other numbers he put up. This is one of my draft crushes.
Chris Paul Jr.
Goes by Pooh Paul.
One of my draft crushes. 6'1", 222 pounds. Ooh, arm length 29.78. You know, hey, my arms are about the same length as his. Maybe a little bit longer. I think I have 30-inch arms. So that's scary right there. And I don't have the longest of arms. I don't. I mean, this might make him fall in the draft class. It might, but his demeanor when he's playing out there, you know, he definitely is a dog. Definitely is a dog. 4.63, 1.62, 36 inch vertical, broad jump, 9.9. So not that good of a broad jump either. I don't know, man. Chris Paul, maybe he goes to his pro day, put up better numbers. Maybe, just maybe. But we're going to see. We're going to see. Let's see who else. Landon Jackson, he had a good combine. Let's see what numbers he put up.
What's up? I'm joined here live at the combine.
That boy, he looked like an avatar for real, bro. He looked like an avatar. I wonder if he could grow hair. I really do wonder, man. He's from Texas. Pretty long arms. 1.65 10-yard split, 40-inch vertical, 10.9 broad jump. You know, he way bigger than Chris Paul Jr., but he putting up way better numbers. That's the crazy thing. You know, that's what I'm saying. Chris Paul Jr. numbers don't look that good, you know, but some people, they don't test well. You got to watch the film. You got to watch the film. So Landon Jackson, I think he has the potential to be like a second half of the first round type of player. You know, he'll probably end up on a good team that think that they could develop him into being a pretty good edge rusher. You know, or minimum, no, should I say minimum? You know, the latest he'll probably go is like the top of the second half. That's the latest, man. You know, a lot of people remember that little clip of him in high school. Let me see if I could find it. Landon Jackson High School.
University of Arkansas is a public land-grant research university in.
Yeah, this is the video right here.
I don't care.
Yeah, immediately no. Immediately no. Immediately no.
Yeah, this was like
I'm
embarrassing,
telling
bro.
you right now, I seen what I needed to see.
Cause I don't care.
This was embarrassing.
Man, I'm with my baby.
No, it's not what the kids want to see. You ever
See,
seen
that look a little bit better.
You ever see these kids on TikTok?
That look a little bit better. Let me play it again.
To be honest, I wanted my intro very chill.
Care.
Yeah, immediately no. Immediately no. Immediately no.
So like he's just showing no
I'm telling you right
technique in
now, I
this video.
seen what I needed.
No technique in this video, man. No technique at all, but
I don't care.
he definitely
Immediately
got
no.
better.
Immediately no. Immediately no.
Yeah, I gotta watch the combine videos of him and what he did out there. He definitely had a better showing out there in front of NFL scouts. You know, a bag is involved. A bag is involved, man. So shout out to Landon getting better. You know, and putting up good numbers. He definitely put himself in the first round range, a 5th-year option type of player. You want to get him in the first round to give him a 5th-year option. You know, he has all the traits that you really want to be a good NFL player. The height, the size, the speed, the strength. He has everything. He has everything. Let's go to other players. Shamar James, kind of unimpressed about this number. You know, one of my favorite linebackers in regards to coverage. You know, he was a pretty good coverage linebacker at Florida, pretty good. But maybe he shows up to Florida Pro Day, run a faster 40. You know, Antoine Powell Ryland, you know, a pretty okay number for him. Okay number. You know, I got to compare him to Khalil Mack. That's my comparison for him. Khalil Mack. Let's see what Khalil Mack combine numbers are. Khalil Mack combine numbers. Let's see what 40 Khalil Mack ran. Khalil Mack ran a 4.65. So let's compare that to Antoine Powell Ryland. Okay. So Khalil Mack, a 1.64 10-yard split, 40-inch vertical, 10.8 broad jump, 7 second 3-cone drill, 4.18 second 20-yard shuttle, 23 on the bench press. Let's check out Antoine Powell Ryland. Same 10-yard split. You know, he ain't get the vertical that Khalil Mack got, but pretty close. He got pretty close to the broad jump too, but he ain't do everything else. You know, so he got very similar numbers to Khalil Mack when you really look at it. Khalil Mack 6'3", 251, 33 and a quarter inch arms, 10-inch hands. Let's see, Antoine Powell. He's 6'3", 258. He don't got the arms that Khalil Mack got, you know, and not the hands either. You know, but he's like a baby Khalil Mack. I say that. A baby Khalil Mack. You know, I think he's gonna make an NFL team very happy. He's gonna fall in the draft and people gonna sleep on him, and he's gonna show that he's gonna be a top rookie in regards to being a defensive player. Top rookie. If he goes to the right situation, oh man, he's gonna take off. He's gonna take off. I remember him from Florida. I remember I got mad when he transferred. I got real mad, but yeah, he wherever he went, he balled out. Virginia Tech. He did his thing out there. Did his thing. David Walker, the FCS guy, you know, okay 40. Princely Umanem. Hey, I'm not even gonna say this name, man. I'm sorry, fam. I'm sorry. A 4.72, a okay number for him. Okay number. 6'4", 244, 33-inch arms. Okay. 1.62 10-yard split, 38-inch vertical, 10.6 broad jump. When they gonna do the bench tomorrow? Yeah, probably tomorrow. Princely, I got a little question about him in regards to off the field. You know, I don't know how he's gonna behave when he's in a losing situation like he was in Florida. Look what he did. He went and transferred. Even at Ole Miss, when Ole Miss lost to Florida, he ain't even dap up nobody from Florida. His old team. He left even before the game even ended. You know, that's why I question his character sometimes. You know, but I'm not saying he a bad player. It's just the fact of what he does off the field that I question about him. But he gonna be a good pickup for any team that do get him. A pretty good pickup. So he had an okay day. He had an okay day. 38-inch vertical at 244. That's not bad, man. I mean, he got a lot of power. A lot of power. Kyle Kennard, I thought he was gonna run faster than that. Ty Robinson, pretty good number for him. You know, one of the bigger D tackles that I want the Dolphins to take a look at. You know, this would be a good fit. If you want Zach Sealer backup, hey, this your guy right here. This your guy. I think this is the guy that they may play fullback a little bit. Pebbles. 6'1.5", 282, 31-inch arms. 1.74 10-yard split. 32.5 vertical jump. Pretty good for a guy who almost 300 pounds. Pretty good for a guy that size, man. His last name funny, man. His last name funny, but hey, it makes sense as to why he tried out for fullback. He has the size to play fullback. He has the size. He was out there catching the ball, running routes. I was shocked. He looked smooth out there, even though he run that low as a 4.94. He looks smooth. I'm not gonna lie. I'm not even gonna lie. Oh, was it him or was it JJ Peggy's? I'm not too sure. I don't know. If it was JJ Peggy's and you're running a 5.15 and you want to run routes out there, I don't know, fam. Just stick the D tackle. Stick the D tackle. And I'm guessing these are all the guys who performed today, and they're 40. You know, I want to see what the bench is, but they're not showing it. That's the most important thing to me. That's the most important. It's not the most important, but 40-yard dash, bench, 10-yard split, and the vertical. Those are my top 4 right there. Those are the top 4 things that I watch in the NFL Combine. Top 4. Verticals. It's crazy seeing guys these size jump this high. You know, especially the DNs. They're up here with the linebackers when the linebackers should low-key be jumping higher than them based off the amount of weight that they got on their body compared to what a D lineman have. Shout out to Ashton Gilotti, you know, from the crib, Boca. Shout out to him. You know, I'll be happy if the Dolphins get him. I'll be happy. I'll be rooting for that boy if we do get him. I'll definitely be rooting for him. You see Boca Raton, Florida. You know, how could you not love this kid, man? You know, good backup with the potential to develop into a starter. So put him in the right situation. He gonna show you that he got potential. You know, you could line him up on the outside, inside. You know, when he was coming out of high school, it was more so of like a DN strictly. But he added on a lot of weight at Louisville. A lot of weight to the point where he had 264 right now. 264. So shout out to Ashton. Pull up in that Ashton. Pull up in that Ashton. But yeah, tomorrow, I don't know who performing tomorrow. But we gonna hop back on live, you know, to see what numbers, receivers, cornerbacks, old linemen. We already seen linebackers, running backs, tight ends. We're gonna see all the other positions tomorrow, and I think we have another day on Saturday, right? Another day, and on these players, they're doing a lot of interviews right now. A lot of interviews. I got some interviews of players that I think the Dolphins have interest in. I have about like 12 of these clips, man. So y'all, please stick with me. Please stick with me. All right. Right here we have Malachi Starks. The Dolphins have met up with Malachi Starks. So this might be a sign that Javon Holland, he out the door. Javon Holland, he out the door, man. You know, when you have the luxury of replacing safeties well, it kind of gives you the thought of, okay, I know what I'm doing. I know that I'm picking the right safety to replace the last one. You know, after Rashad Jones, you could low-key say it's Mika Fitzpatrick that came in. After Mika Fitzpatrick, Javon Holland. After Javon Holland, maybe Malachi Starks. Maybe. You know, we paid Rashad Jones when it was time, but everybody after that is either they find their way out or injuries, anything of that nature. So I don't know, man. I would take a look at him with our number 13 overall pick, but he got to be the best player on the board for me to take him. Got to be the best player. But let's check out what he has to say.
In Indianapolis, we have the safeties making their rounds today. Joining us now, a guy who is projected to be among the top 15 players drafted when the process begins in April. He is Georgia's safety, Malachi Starks. Malachi, welcome.
How you doing?
Another Georgia
great.
guy.
I'm doing a lot of
it's every year. It's like a Georgia reunion here.
Beat Texas
twice.
Yeah. Twice.
I'm a Longhorn.
Hey,
twice.
Was it twice?
It was
it twice?
Get out of here. All right, get out of here. Seriously, what's the damn deal? Why'd you have our number like that this year?
Well, y'all technically.
Well, we did better than you, technically.
Yeah.
Right.
But it's just, coming in and competing. The guys, we had a mission, and I think at the end of the day, Texas had a really great team, really great coaching staff, and when you look at it, the second game came down to the wire overtime. So that's just two really good teams going at it.
Yeah, no doubt.
Okay, so what was going on before this started? I was sending a text.
I'm always getting makeup because I have a greasy forehead, right? But in the first time of PFT Combine history, a player went up to our makeup artist right here, and I was like, damn, is he going to ask for makeup? And no, but he wanted to make sure his lips were lubricated and he looked real cute and pretty on here.
That's crazy.
Let me give context, man. Let me give some context.
Why you going to say it in that way? Hey, Chris Sims, bro, I'm starting to question you, man. I don't know what's up with you, dog. You got an issue, bro.
So I've been having a bunch of meetings, and I forgot my chapstick at the place I was training at. So I got up here, and I got one yesterday, and somebody I was training with, they stole my chapstick. So my lips have been chapped the whole time I've been talking to people.
Wow.
Yeah.
So I was like, I don't want to get on camera, and then I've been asking all day, and that's the first.
And we got it. We're NBC. We got that kind of money to have chapstick.
Exactly.
All right, I'll let you go. There's nothing wrong with looking good. I give you that, okay? Go ahead.
Go ahead.
I was going to say, how about, end of the year, are you going to do everything?
Yes, sir.
You're going to do it all?
Yes, sir.
You had no problem with how the season ended? Because I feel bad for you guys now a little bit just because the bowl games are so late.
Yeah.
You don't have a lot of time to prepare. Was that a struggle?
Yes, sir. I think just coming in, it was a new year. Everybody had to figure out how they wanted to manage it. And I think, coming in, the place I trained at, we did a really good job of just getting my body ready to go out and compete.
Right. And your process so far, I mean, you want to throw out some numbers? Like I ask guys, don't tell us but 40 time. I mean, you got a guesstimation of what you think you're going to go here?
Fast.
Yeah.
I want to run as fast as possible.
Right. So, you want to run you low 4.4, or you're going to be happy with 4.5?
I won't be happy with a 4.5.
I know you wouldn't.
I think Malachi Starks runs a 4.41. That's my prediction. 4.41.
Okay, I was trying to
sir.
entice you there a little bit. Right. All right, cool. Good to hear.
When you hear yourself introduced as projected top 15 pick in the draft, I mean, does it kind of make you like, oh my God? I mean, how do you feel when you consider yourself that you're regarded in that stratosphere of the incoming players?
Yeah, grateful, really, for the opportunity. God's given me an amazing platform. He's given me an amazing gift. So just being able to really hone that and really dive into it, I think I try not to get too far into it because, things change. People move up, people move down. So really just trying to stay level-headed and just keep working.
You guys so talented at Georgia. Every year, like we talk about, is this. Every year it's secondary guys. Mm-hmm. What is it about the culture or the mindset where you guys just seem to be fearless? You get to the NFL, you throw your bodies around. What is it?
I think it just comes with the job. I think that's the culture, the people who came before me. That's a really big reason why I went to the University of Georgia. Just the standard and how they did things. Like the guys I watched play safety, I wanted to be those guys. I wanted to play like them, and just being able to go to Georgia and just have that coaching staff. Will Muschamp, Kirby Smart,
Right.
T-Rob coming in
Right.
this year. I mean, just that family tree of coaches, and just the way they handle their business. They teach you how to play football.
Is Kirby extra hard on the safeties because he was an ex-safety himself?
Without a doubt.
He is.
Without a doubt.
So he's always got his eye on you guys.
Every meeting, he has.
We're gonna check his profile real quick. See what that boy like. He probably from Georgia. No 24/7 sports. Man, Georgia always producing. Always. 6'1", 205, Jefferson, Georgia. Then he was a 5-star recruit. Then number 4 nationally. Oh, he definitely was up there. Most definitely. He had 15 offers. I'm pretty sure he had more than that. Pretty sure he had more. But yeah, I got to remember the other linebacker that we had, Rashad Jones. Not linebacker, but the other safety that we had. Rashad Jones, man, from Georgia. But we picked him up in the 5th round. Malachi Starks, he's not falling out of the 1st round. So, Miami Dolphins, we have a good history getting Georgia DBs. We have a good history. So, hopefully, if we do get Malachi Starks, he could continue with the reputation that Rashad Jones left. Hopefully so.
There's a mic at practice, and you don't want to be on the mic. You don't want to.
He's got the mic. He's got the whole thing that he just yells into.
Yeah, you don't want to be on.
Give us your best Kirby Smart story.
You can swear on here too. All right, so that's allowed.
I think my first week maybe. He called me up to his office. He told me I was gonna have an opportunity to play. He would give me an opportunity to show what I could do, and I would have to earn my spot. And that's all I needed was an opportunity. And then we were in fall camp, and I'm guarding Brock Bowers. First time ever guarding Brock. Brock is Brock. There's not too much to say there. Everybody.
So nice, easy task for you as a freshman,
exactly. Right? I back up. So the play before that, I'm guarding the slot. He runs a vertical. I misjudge it. I come down. He catches the touchdown. I get up. There's hair, there's grass all in my helmet. And I get up, and he starts saying that he doesn't. My track times are a lot about my track times because I'm slow. He's telling me I'm
Brock Bowers like that? Who's saying that? Brock Bowers or the head coach?
soft, and then he's yelling at me to get back because I'm like 30 yards down the field. So he's yelling at me to get back as he just caught the ball, and then he proceeds to come up and tell me to take the grass out my helmet, as I don't know if it's there already. So.
That was your moment there.
Yeah.
But whatever.
That's wild right there. That's wild. But that's another thing I like about Georgia players. They going up against NFL talent every day. Not just one time throughout the whole year. It's an everyday thing, man.
You did work because you were, as a freshman, leading the entire defense in snaps played. So something clicked after that.
Yes, sir. I think just being able to have an opportunity. My whole thing, I just wanted to be on the field. I didn't really care where it was at. I didn't care if I had to hold the kicks for PAT. As long as I had a part on the field, it was fine. And he talked about special teams. That was a really big thing, and I really bought into it. I think I started on almost every special teams that we had, and I started at money backer and then down package, and then I just kind of went from there. And my biggest thing, I didn't want to come off the field ever, so I didn't want to have a reason to be taken off the field, so I started.
All right, trainees, let's say Glenn is a customer. What do?
We help with car,
Home.
Both.
RV coverage.
Great, apply coverages. Because you never know what life is going to surprise you with at 90 miles per hour.
I felt that.
For savings and service, get more with Geico.
Started learning different positions and learning how to stay on the field. So when we got the third down, I can move to the slot and somebody else to come in safety. So just creating value for myself, but the defense as well.
Yeah, versatility.
Yes, sir.
Right. I mean, you're obviously a baller. You're projected, top 20 pick and all of that. But what's an area of your game where you look at the NFL and you go, I need to get a little bit better in this area for this next challenge?
Yeah, I think when you look at it, just leveraging. The hashes, the marks are different, the landmarks are different in the league than they are in college. So just kind of really relearning that whole system, learning how to play with leverage again, and learning the system, whatever system I go to, just kind of learning that.
Well, explain that word like leverage to people. Like what do you mean by that? Because I don't know. I know what you mean, but I don't know if everybody else knows what you mean by that.
I think the biggest thing, if you go out and try to play football, just head up one-on-one, you're gonna lose a lot. So just really knowing where your help is at.
That's where I wanted to
If I have help inside, I don't need to be inside. I can be outside.
You can cheat outside.
Exactly.
Right.
So just really kind of cheating the system, playing with the defense, but also playing with my leverage. I think that's the biggest thing, and I want to learn that again coming into the league.
We've never heard a safety say that. Never. Yeah. We've never. Leverage and all that, but that's because it's Kirby Smart and Georgia, and they're all smart, and they know help and where their weak and soft areas are, and that's why everybody likes to draft you guys, because they know they've been taught well and they understand the thoughts of the game.
What's something that you
Georgia like an NFL team, to be honest. Georgia's like an NFL team. I'm not even gonna lie. Georgia versus the Falcons. Georgia might keep it close. They might keep it close.
you need to work on so you don't end up with a face full of grass, in your first NFL practice?
Just learning the speed, when I got from high school to college, the speed was different. From college to the league, the speed is going to be different. So just kind of really taking the time to really dive in and watch tape, learn the speed, take those walkthroughs, take them serious, and just see how guys move. Everybody moves different. When you look at it, different wide receivers have different techniques. They like how they do things different. So just really learning the guys that I'm going against.
All right, two-part question. Best player you played against in college football. And then who was the biggest freak of nature baller that you played with at Georgia?
Best player I played against. Can it be my own team again?
Nope.
Okay, cool.
No cheating on that one.
Okay, cool.
Yeah.
That's tough because when you look at it, I was there for a while, so I got to see guys like Marvin Harrison, guys like Malik Neighbors, guys. Like Golden at Texas, in the slot. I've seen a lot of Luther Burden. I've seen a bunch of these guys.
I know you have.
Really good at what they do.
Right.
So it's hard. I think I got a group less than just one person.
All right, that's okay. You
Yes,
gave
sir.
that's acceptable.
Yes,
we'll
sir.
let that go.
Yes,
okay,
sir.
now what about on your own football team?
I think probably Jalen Carter.
Yeah, that seems to be the standard answer from you guys
I think
now.
Jalen Carter is the best football player I've ever played against. I think there was one game.
Played against, but they both play defense. That made no sense. But yeah, Jalen Carter, he a dog, man. Jalen Carter, he a dog. I don't know how. I mean, I understand what he did was wrong, but look what happened. He got the Eagles to a Super Bowl. I know the Eagles don't regret getting him, but he definitely fits that locker room. The coach, Big Fangio, definitely fits that. Definitely.
He was like, we went to go warm up and we came back and he was sleeping.
Kentucky, 25 degrees.
You're the second person to tell the story.
It's my freshman year and I'm warming up and I'm getting ready and he sleep. So I'm like, somebody needs to wake him up. I'm not going to do it because I want him to get mad at me. So he wakes up and he just has one of the best games ever. And I'm like, I've just never seen that before. It's crazy.
Yeah, that's next level stuff.
Yeah.
That's stuff where I got that experience from Warren Sapp when I was in Tampa Bay.
Yeah.
Where I was like, he's on a different level than the rest of us. He's not even worried about the game today.
Exactly.
He's thinking about other things, and he's still going to go out and dominate the football game.
Exactly.
Well, Jalen Carter just won a Super Bowl, and his teammate Cooper DeJean, sitting in that chair last year, spoke into existence his goal for his rookie year.
Yeah.
He wanted to intercept Patrick Mahomes.
Yeah.
He did in the Super Bowl,
Yeah, he
his first
did.
career interception.
Wow.
So it works. It's one for one.
Yes, sir.
Tell us what you're going to do as an NFL rookie, and it will come true.
Yes, sir. I just want to create havoc. I think that's something that's really big. I think that's something that I did early on in my career at Georgia, and I was able to continue to do that. I just want to come in, whatever teams draft me, I want to prove them right for drafting me. I want to earn the respect of the team, my teammates, the locker room, and I just want to go out there and be versatile. Don't change my game. Just be out there and go out there and take the ball away.
When you become, a millionaire here soon, right? Cha-ching, you're about to be rich, all right? What's the first thing you're going to buy for yourself? Don't get, I know you're going to get a car, maybe mom gets a house. I got all that,
Right.
but just for
This answer gonna let me know everything I need to know. This is gonna let me know if he's gonna fit in Miami or if he's not gonna fit in Miami. This is gonna let me know.
For you, right? What's it gonna be? The thing you go, damn, I'm gonna spoil myself with this.
I don't know. I don't really need much.
Not a watch guy.
I'm not really a watch guy.
Okay.
I'm not like materialistic. I think honestly, I'm probably going to go buy a lot of toys for my dog.
There you go.
Look at you. I like it.
Or something for my fiance. Just not.
Wow,
nothing
you're
crazy.
a well-rounded human being. Look at you.
Hey, he's a good fit for Miami, man. Good fit. I like him.
When in doubt, stick it in the bank. Save it.
Yes,
Hey,
sir.
the fact that he's
Save
not
it.
liking watches and stuff like that, you got a head start right
Yes, sir.
there.
All right, Malachi Starks on his way to the NFL. We'll be back with plenty more from the scouting combine.
Hey, shout out to Malachi Starks. That's the first person I got. Who is the next person?
How about in Indianapolis?
I got Carson Swearinger. Y'all go watch the tape, man. I like this linebacker right here. Like this guy. Kind of reminds me of, I wouldn't say Clay Matthews. Clay Matthews, he was more so of an edge guy, but this is like strictly a linebacker. Like Clay Matthews and Eric Kendricks combined. That's what he remind me of. He looked like a official football player too. He looked like a created football player. So I could rock with him. Imagine a linebacker like this in Miami. Imagine.
Joining us now, fresh from the podium where he was grilled mercilessly by the assembled media. UCLA linebacker Carson Swearinger. Carson, welcome.
Thank you.
What's it like being in a setting like that where you're just getting, I've never been in that setting where it's like that question from here and question from here and you never know what it's going to be.
Yeah, you know, I mean, maybe it could be a little stressful, but at some point you end up getting used to it. I mean,
You sound like Shador Sanders. He definitely sound like Shador Sanders.
you have the same thing kind of in college, so you kind of just get used to it and walk in kind of knowing what you're going to get and just give the answers.
Right. I hear you. How many people asked you if you surf or you're a California surfer?
I didn't get that one yet. I had a decent amount of coaches though, and I always tell them, look, I could get up on the board, but for how I look, I should be able to surf a little bit better.
All right. That's why I wanted to have a little fun. Yeah, you look like you could rip through some waves pretty easily.
Yeah, I wish I was a little bit better, but
They're probably going to tell you don't surf, don't do it.
Right.
They got all sorts of things in the contract that you're not allowed to do once you sign with you. You can go out and get injured on an NFL football field, but no, away from that, no, don't do anything.
So you got to explain this to me. I'm always amazed. Like, walk on UCLA. Now we're going to the NFL. Like, how the hell did that? How did it happen?
Yes, sir. I think
that just means he a hard worker. You're a hard worker. I could rock with this right here. Good stats in 2024: 136 tackles, 9 TFLs, 4.0 sacks, 2 interceptions. He did this with a new head coach as well. UCLA had a new head coach this year, and he had to adjust. And this is the numbers that he put up. This is the numbers. So he's gonna be a good linebacker that nobody talking about right now. But an NFL team will be lucky to get this guy. They will be lucky.
starting out, it was really my only option out of high school, but I knew I wanted to play, and I kind of had that belief in myself that I was good enough to play. And starting as a walk-on, I think, honestly, walk-ons are kind of the backbone of college football. They bring a certain aspect to each team, so it'll be interesting to see how college football plays out now with all the rule changes. But like I said, you bring that certain aspect of just hard work ethic and ready to show up every day and try and outwork everybody to prove that you belong there and prove you're one of the best players there. And so that's kind of just been the mindset throughout the journey over the 4 years.
Were you a late bloomer? Like, was it like a thing where like colleges didn't recruit you because like you hadn't filled out or thickened out, or what do you think what's the assessment there?
To be honest with you, I'm not sure. I think maybe it was around 2020, that junior to senior year, which took out all the camps because of COVID and things like that.
Right.
Okay,
that
makes
could have
sense.
attributed to it, but regardless, I was just thankful to be able to get an opportunity at a school like UCLA.
Do you have like a stack of rejection letters or communications or anything that you can use as fuel and motivation for all the people who had it wrong about you?
No, I don't necessarily have a stack. Obviously, you remember that people that didn't believe in you in the beginning and things like that. But for me, it's been very easy. I'm a competitive guy at nature, so regardless of whether somebody is views me highly or not, I'm gonna go out there and play 100%.
Right. It didn't matter to you.
Yep.
Well, what I was gonna Who do you model your game after as far as middle linebacker is concerned?
My favorite linebacker probably is Luke Kuechly, so I'll go back and watch some of his old tape.
I like that answer right there. I like that answer. He's not like the same build as Luke Kuechly, but the pedigree, white linebacker. Luke Kuechly, I think he had 200 tackles 1 year in college. 200 tackles, man. That's impressive. If anybody ever does that on whatever level, 200 tackles, that's unheard of. Carson Swearinger, he ain't do that last year, but Luke Kuechly, he's just a different breed. And if he's modeling his game, you gotta be a very smart linebacker. Luke Kuechly, pretty much Hall of Famer in my eyes, Hall of Famer. And so, if he could turn into Luke Kuechly, definitely is still in the draft. Definitely.
I think he was very cerebral, and just the way he was so quickly able to diagnose things, even pre-snap, is something that I aspire to do as well. But there was also a level of just violence. The switch would flip once he got on the field. A lot of times you hear people say, he was a nice guy outside of football.
I played with some, trust me.
Exactly, and then the field. And once he's on the field, he's a different type of animal, and that's, I think, an aspect that you have to have as a linebacker.
You talked about diagnosing the play before the snap. I'm assuming you're one of the guys then that's constantly looking at film for any little thing that will give you any insight as to what's coming next.
Yes, sir. I'm a big believer in film studies, so going into the week, that was a big part of, preparation for that week. Even just knowing all the tendencies, third down, second down, formation-based tendencies where you're really going to be able to narrow the options of the play you're getting down and be able to play fast because of that.
What's the weirdest thing you saw studying film? Like, a guy's knuckle pointing one way, or just some crazy thing like that you picked up that you were right about?
If you go watch some of Nebraska tape, they would have some instances in goal line situations where, or 3rd and 1 situations where their linemen, some of them would be in a 4-point stance as opposed to a 2, and that was really to try and cut and have the running back just jump over the pile. So that was something. There's a play where I'd kind of try and jump over the pile as well to meet the running back in the backfield.
Did he get the first down?
They did not score on that one.
All right,
it
good.
Was an end goal
Good. I just wanted to make sure you were telling a good story there. I just wanted to stay on you. Was it? I mean, California dude. I'm going into the Pac-12, and then all of a sudden it's like, oh crap! I'm in the cold weather in the Big Ten.
Yeah.
What was that like? Was that weird?
I think one of the biggest changes was just the travel. You're going an extra 3 or 4 hours on some of the flights, but I always kind of say at the end of the day, football was football. So I know Pac-12 was a little bit heavier passing schemes versus Big Ten. You got a lot of 12 personnel, 13 personnel, and running, but I think when you're playing football, it's going to be physical regardless of who you're playing, where you're playing, and so I think there was a little bit of adjusting to the travel, but at the same time, that's also football in this day and age too.
Yep.
So
that's right.
Toughest guy you've ever faced on the football field?
Toughest guy I ever faced. I mean, there's a lot of them in there. I was a big fan when we played. Not a big fan because they won, of course, but I thought watching tape, I thought Tyler Warren was one of those players that's very versatile. I mean, they lined him up at quarterback, center at one point,
right?
Tight end, split him out. And,
center, I never seen that before. Center, you sure?
He was one of the focal points of that offense, and he didn't come out a single snap.
How many teams you talked to so far through this process?
I've talked to a decent amount of teams.
A decent amount? Yeah.
I don't know if I have an exact number for you.
Right. Yeah, I mean, what's that process been like? Have you had to get on the whiteboard yet and do some of that stuff?
Yeah. I keep saying that's my favorite part of what we've done so far. I know you have a lot of different meetings. We've been waiting, medical for long periods of time. So when you can finally sit down and start talking ball, it's pretty exciting. For me, at least, that's what gets me, kind of wired.
Coolest thing, most interesting thing asked at it so far, or whatever process in these meetings that jumped out to you? You don't have to tell a team or tattletale anybody, but just want to hear the story.
I think it's interesting to see, how different each team is gonna approach, how they talk to you, and then just also, the things that they want to know about you. Some will have, you try and recite back what they teach you in the beginning. Some just want to know about you as a person. So really just seeing all the differences and how, each one kind of has their own purpose and why that matters.
Yeah.
They just be wanting to see you fold. They're just gonna give you a whole bunch of for you to remember, just to get to the marker board, and you have to keep on asking what the play is. Some quarterbacks, it could be smart in the locker room, in the classroom, but when it comes to on the field, them boys not saying no playing time. So you gotta do what they gotta do during free agency and the draft. You gotta do what they do.
It is. It's
I've got
cool to
these
see.
numbers here. Is this accurate? 27 tackles in your first 2 seasons, then 136
Right?
last year.
Yes,
What
sir.
the hell happened?
I think I was really just waiting for an opportunity. Like you said, I started as a walk-on, and sometimes you don't get opportunities purely because of that. And even if I didn't agree with it, I was going to make sure that once I got one shot, I was going to make the most of it.
When's the moment you knew you belonged? That it was all validated, that I was right, I bet on myself, I believed when no one else did, and this is the moment where I can declare to myself and anyone else, I was right.
To be completely honest with you, I knew the type of player I was from the second I stepped foot at UCLA. I remember calling my mom after, the first fall camp and telling her that I was going to play here and be a good player at that. But I think really this year, whether it was in spring ball or fall camp, is where I really established to myself and to the other people around me as well to get them to believe in that.
Is mom a you need a haircut guy, or is mom let it grow?
She was a big you need a haircut guy, especially when it started growing. I kind of do need a haircut right
I'm
now.
so sick of this. I have older kids, 18 and 40. I'm so sick of this damn haircut. I can't take it.
He's you need a haircut
Cut
guy.
your haircut, okay? Before you go, I do want to ask Combine, what are you going to do? Are you going to do it all?
The goal would be to do everything, but obviously we're going to see when it comes down to it.
All right. What'd you weigh in at? Give me your measurables.
We haven't weighed in yet, but I'm weighing just around maybe slightly under 240.
240. Okay, so you've put on weight over the last year for sure.
Yeah, I played our whole year this year at right around 235 plus or minus.
Okay, all right, cool. All right. What about,
That's pretty big for a linebacker.
Like, you expecting some good numbers 40-wise? You feeling good about it?
Oh, I feel great. I'm ready to show what I can do.
Okay, all right. You want to give us a little guesstimation of where we might fall? Like, we've had a few edge pass rushers go, I'm going to run somewhere in 4.5s. I know they're hoping 4.4.
Yeah,
right?
yeah. I could just tell you it's going to be probably one of the top times or whatever numbers.
That's all I want to hear, big guy. That's all. All right, you heard it. Top time.
There we go. We'll see how it goes.
6'2",
we'll find
240?
out soon.
Yes, sir.
Okay, all
Carson
right.
Schwessinger, UCLA linebacker.
He like 6 foot. Is that what he said? Is that what Chris Sims said? I don't know. But shout out to Carson. Schwessinger. Next person we got Pooh Paul, the linebacker that we all love for the Dolphins. Just give me one moment. I gotta get something. I'll be right back. Hold on real quick. I'm back, y'all. My bad. Had to get the charger out the whip. But yeah, like I was saying, we got Poole Paul Jr. Out of Ole Miss. I think it was Ole Miss or Arkansas. I think he went to Arkansas, then he transferred to Ole Miss. Him and Jordan Brooks. I don't know, man. That might be a top 10 linebacking duo in the NFL. Top 10, man. But let's check out what he had to say.
Paul at the NFL Combine. Pooh, what's going on, man?
Hey, man, I'm excited to be here and blessed to be here. I can't complain.
Yeah, you got great energy to the set. We always appreciate that. Listen, 3 years, plenty of production at Arkansas, but then you go to Ole Miss and you explode. Like, what was it that kind of clicked for you this year compared to all the other years?
Necessarily just getting around, and I got this at Arkansas as well. I have a great bond with those guys as soon as I left. Fun fact, before I left, I actually told my teammates at Arkansas that I was considering entering the transfer portal. That's just something that I felt I had to do as a man and as a linebacker, a leader. They saw me as a leader. I just wanted to be honest with them. But getting to Ole Miss, I didn't know how they was going to accept me. Coming from a rival team in the SEC West, playing them for 3 years, I didn't know what kind of perception they had of me. But, man, they took me in, and really learning about them off the field gave me a concept of what their why.
Yeah.
Why they're here, why they play the game, and then necessarily just help us all grow together, man, and just growing together and having a success as a team led to individual success. And that what led to me just exploding out this year.
I can't imagine what that practice environment was like. You have obviously NFL caliber players that you're practicing against, but you're also playing alongside NFL caliber players. How much did that raise the day-by-day intensity at Ole Miss?
Man, it was awesome. Just watching these guys compete, man. Like you said, we had NFL caliber teams, offense and defense. Man, just going against those guys, like they say, iron sharpens iron. So, man, they really just help us grow.
Yeah, Ole Miss got a lot of people in this draft. They got JJ. Who else they got? They got Walter Nolan. You could technically say Quinshawn Judkins, Jackson Dart. They got Harris. They got Princey, whatever his name is, Umelin. So they have a lot of guys coming out this year, a lot of guys. So shout out to Ole Miss, man.
Grow together as brothers, but as well as teammates, and just go out there and just put it out on line on Saturdays.
When you meet with NFL teams here, what's the one thing when the week is over where you're like, man, I really hope they learn that about me?
Man, I'm number one. I'm somebody who's God-fearing and not afraid to admit that. So I'm not afraid to talk about my Lord and Savior Jesus Christ. That's the reason.
That's real. That's real. He will fit perfectly with Jordan Brooks. Perfectly.
I'm here talking to you guys now, but another thing is somebody I want them to know that I'm somebody who's very passionate about the game, somebody who's going to give their 100% efforts each and every day, and I hope that rub off to them.
What was it about this defense, whether it's schematically or what the coaches put you in, that allowed you to play so free and loose all the time, like just running around making plays?
So Coach Golden did a great job of putting us in different situations throughout the week of what we could expect from that team, and it really allowed us to be more comfortable if we was to get those situations in game, if they was to come up, which allowed us to play faster. He did a great job with install of that week, giving us checks in order to protect ourselves against different things that may happen. So it allowed us to play fast and free.
So you got a head start on the process. You got to go to Shrine Week, meet with teams, practice, show scouts what you're all about. What was that experience like in an all-star environment?
Man, that was a unique experience, man. I'm very fortunate to get the opportunity to do that. And, I met a lot of people, made a lot of bonds, man. So it was really going out there and, meeting with those coaches and going out there and practice with NFL caliber players. It was truly unique. It was truly a blessing.
Playing in the SEC as long as you did, is there a running back that you went against where you were like, man, it's a long day trying to tackle this dude, or just a guy that stood out from the pack?
So I actually have 3 players, but as far as a running back, ETN.
Yeah, he's a good one.
Georgia. So I actually played him when he was at Florida as well, when I was at Arkansas. And I was like, oh, okay, this guy's pretty good. And we get to Ole Miss and Georgia week, and it was like, okay, scout report comes up. ETN at running back. I'm like,
an old nemesis.
I'm like, I gotta try to tackle him again, man. But man, that's somebody who really he runs hard, very shifty, very fast, very elusive, man. And that's somebody who really, as a linebacker, you have to really be on all 10, trying to tackle him.
But will he be as good as his brother though? That's my question. Will he be as good as his brother?
He's not a running back, but 2 other guys, DJ Lagway, and Lenore Sellers.
Okay.
These are
okay, DJ. Hey, DJ, you getting your props, and you only a freshman. Only a freshman.
Two young guys, but as their career develop, they're only going to get better. These guys are they're the truth, especially Sellers, standing at 6'3", 230, but he is fast.
Yep.
Like, he's fast on his feet, man. That's somebody who's going. Those two guys are really going to get better throughout their careers, and I'm excited for them.
If you could train with one NFL linebacker, past or present, doesn't have to be a guy still playing, and just kind of pick their brain for an hour, who would it be?
Dre Greenlaw, and that's somebody who I was being compared to when I was in Arkansas. That's somebody who I've been compared to since his NFL process. He's just somebody who plays with a lot of grit, somebody who plays with a lot of passion like myself, and somebody who just a field general, sideline to sideline, and just he plays the game differently.
Yeah, the sideline to sideline.
Okay, I like that. Dre Greenlaw. You know, the only issue with him is the injuries, but he's a very good linebacker when he's healthy. A very good linebacker when he's healthy, man. So he's answering these questions very good, man. Very good.
Sideline speed, I absolutely see it with you guys. When did you realize, like, it was all about linebacker for you, right? Because most people growing up, they play both sides of the ball, they play multiple sports. When were you like, I'm all about defense and being the guy in the middle of the field?
It was really instilled in me at a young age. I like to hit people. I'm really aggressive. My mom actually saw me as a rough person. Like, she would always say, "You're too rough. You're too rough with your younger
Go
brother."
play football.
But, man, it was just something that the way the leadership characteristics that they held. I see myself as a leader on and off the field, and just the way that they play the game and they study the game. They're students of the game, and it just means more to them. So that when I was younger, it was like, okay, that's what I want to do.
Do you ever miss playing some running back, or you prefer to hit them instead?
I do sometimes.
Yeah.
It's sometimes that I joke with guys like Jay Higgins and Jalen Walker, like, hey, I was an all-state running back.
I've seen the high school highlights. People forget.
But man, I do miss it sometimes. But man, I know my heart lies at linebacker.
What do you do away from football for fun?
So I actually have a 9-month-old daughter. Not a lot of people know that, but I do. And I like to spend time with her. I like to spend time, just miss time with her and just watching her grow, man, has been a blessing. But I also like to fish. Growing up in South Georgia, that's all we had down there. So I like to fish. It teaches me patience, but as well as I use it as a therapeutic type of concept, man. Just being out in the open water, just being out in nature, whether I'm alone or sometimes me and my brother.
He'll fit perfectly in Miami. Perfectly. We right by the water. Whatever fish you want, you're not limited in regards to the fish that you can get. Up there in Georgia, you're not going to get all the fish that you really want. But in Florida, you can find anything, bro. You can find anything.
Would go and man, we would just talk, just have conversation, catching up on things that I've missed since I've been home, and just updating each other on life.
Pooh Paul, been awesome talking to you, man. Been great watching you at the college level. Can't wait to see what you do at the next level. Thanks so much, and best of luck in the NFL.
I appreciate y'all, and God bless.
Shout out to Pooh Paul, one of my favorites in this draft class. Hopefully the Miami Dolphins are looking at him, and he might end up being a Dolphin. He might end up being one. Next person we got is Landon Jackson, E.T., the Avatar. We got him. We're going to see what he got to say.
Landon Jackson from Arkansas. You had 13 sacks over the last 2 seasons. What clicked with your time at Arkansas?
Yeah, really, it was all internally. After my sophomore season, I kind of made it a goal to myself to be a top defensive end and become make it to the next level. So that's really whenever it started to go. I had a solid sophomore year for only kind of starting half the year, but that off season I really just kind of kicked it up another notch and just went out there, flew around, made plays, and enjoyed the moment.
So when you're trying to improve and become one of the best in the SEC, again, to this level, what skills are you working on at that point?
I'm not trying to be racist, bro, but is he white, black? I don't know. Is he mixed? I got to see how his parents look. I'm confused, bro. I'm confused.
Yeah, definitely all the pass rush moves, but at the end of the day, just building your confidence, just keeping that confidence, knowing that you have the ability, just go out there and do it. And I feel like throughout the offseason, just continue to work on, perfecting your craft.
When you're meeting with NFL teams, we were just talking about this, and you're not nervous, and you can't control what other people think about you. What is something you want them to take away?
Yeah, really that. If they draft me, they're getting a dog, a guy who's going to come in there and find a way to make an immediate impact. And that's kind of the biggest thing I guess I kind of project to them. And Yeah, I mean, overall, you're getting a guy like that, but then also a guy who's not going to have any off the field issues, not have any issues when it comes to causing problems with teammates or in the I guess building. So my biggest thing is just letting them know that's the type of guy they're getting.
What did you, over the course of your career, as you become an older player, how do you take on leadership roles in your time at Arkansas?
Yeah, that's something I definitely kind of definitely wanted to do. I really wanted to be a team captain. I really wanted to be that leader for them. And at the end of the day, you got to earn the respect of your teammates. And that's something I found that I did really early with my time there. I feel like that sophomore off seasons were really whenever it started to happen. Just kind of being that guy to, I'm going to be vocal, but at the same time, you're not going to catch me ever skipping a rep or taking a rep light. So I feel like earning that respect from my teammates is really what allowed me to kind of get into those leadership roles.
You've been in the spotlight a long time, right? Yeah. Like, what was it like being such a highly touted prospect in high school and being in Texas and just sort of like all the expectations, and now to be on the precipice of the NFL?
Yeah, just to kind of not think about all of it, to be honest. At the end of the day, it's football. At the end of the day, you go out there, play the same game you played when you were 6, and that's what I'll continue to do, and just enjoy every moment. And I mean, it's a blessing.
You had an awesome week at the Senior Bowl. What do you take away from experiences like that, performances like that? Do you feel like you got on more people's radars, already were there?
Yeah, I definitely hope I got on more people's radars from that. Yeah. But biggest thing I took away from that was no matter what kind of adversity happens, just continue to fight and get better each and every day. And that's what I feel like I did at the Senior Bowl. I feel like my first day wasn't that great. Second day was a little bit better. Third day was good. And then the game, I feel like I really shined. So I feel like I got what I guess you're kind of supposed to get out of the Senior Bowl, and just show that you can improve every day. And then when the game comes, you can go out there and ball out.
Your life story is also really interesting, and obviously you're very involved with kids with alopecia. Can tell me a little bit about that, about how that became something that you did want to help others who are experiencing it. And I know you talked at times about being bullied as a kid.
Yeah, no, I mean, it was really tough to, like, just growing up at a young age. Wouldn't really say being bullied, but more so just internally just scared of being bullied. But I mean, crap, I was 2 feet taller than everybody, so I shouldn't have to worry too much about that. But still, it's just being young, being different, not being like everybody else, and it was real tough for me. And I mean, there's multiple situations.
Hey, look at him being different. Look where he's sitting now. He made it. He made it.
Where kids are committing suicide, stuff like that, from that at a real young age, and that should never happen. So my biggest thing is to continue to give back to those foundations and really help those foundations kind of reach out to those kids and just see them smile, see them know that it's okay to be different, it's okay to be yourself, and God made you unique for a reason. And something my parents always preached to me was, I mean, you're different, so you got to find a way to show everybody else that it's okay being different. So I'll continue to do that throughout the rest of my career.
Yeah, do you see how much it impacts the kids when you talk to them and they see what you're able to accomplish?
Oh yeah, it's great, man. I mean, just from my wife will get a lot, because I mean, I'm not on social media a lot, so I don't really see a whole lot of my messages, this and that. But my wife gets a lot from I guess parents with kids going through that, this and that. We'll sign some gloves for them, send them to them, and we'll give them a call and FaceTime, and those kids are just super excited, happy. And I mean, it's great. I mean, I went to, I think, Missouri game 2 years ago. It was Missouri fans and everything, and I signed gloves for a kid, took pictures with them, had a conversation with them. He was like a 6-year-old, and it's just great seeing the smile on those kids' faces, and you know that I mean, you make a big impact on them. So
that's
great.
Awesome. A couple more pass rusher questions though. Back to football. If you could spend 1 hour training with any pass rusher, past or present, who would it be and why?
Ooh, that's a good one. Man, there's a lot. Present, I mean, there's a lot of those guys. I mean, I'll be playing with a lot of them next year. I guess I will be training with them at some point. So I'll go with past, and a guy that I think I'd like to train with would definitely be like Jason Taylor. He reminds me a lot of myself, with a long-levered guy. I mean, he's a quick guy, twitchy. So definitely would like to train with him, kind of pick his brain a little bit.
Who's the best offensive lineman you faced in your college career?
Oh, college career would definitely be J.C. Latham. So I went against him my sophomore year, and then a little bit my junior year. I was kind of on the other side more my junior year, but sophomore year I went against him, and dude's a really talented player, real big body, but can move as well.
What are you most excited about the next level?
I'm most excited about just playing with the best and playing against the best, continue to make myself better, and like we were talking about the alopecia thing, just making impacts on
just making impacts on people.
Awesome. Well, wishing you the best of luck.
Thank you.
Can't wait to watch Landon Jackson, one of the best pass rushers in this draft.
Hey, shout out to Landon. Like I said, I don't think he's gonna end up going to the Miami Dolphins, but we're gonna see. We're gonna see, man. This is part 1. Part 2 we'll be back on tomorrow, so please tune in. If you're new to the channel, please like, comment, subscribe for more content. Help me get to that 10K. That 10K is on its way. Appreciate y'all. Love y'all. I'm going. Right here we have Princely Umamelin. Am I saying it correctly? I don't know. But this could be another guy that the Dolphins could target. A SEC defensive end. You can't go wrong with those. I have a little issue with off the field character, but I think he should be okay. But let's check him out.
Here at the NFL Combine alongside pass rusher Princely Umanmielen. Princely, thanks for joining us, man. How are you doing today?
Appreciate you having me. I'm doing pretty good.
So, listen, you transferred from Florida to Ole Miss, and somehow the production...
He got a diamond on his face? Yeah, I don't know about that, bro. I don't know about that.
Even blows up more. What helped you there take your game even further?
Yeah, I think what really helped me out taking my game further at Ole Miss compared to Florida was, I feel like Ole Miss's their coaching staff is a bit underrated. Like Coach Kiffin has a lot of NFL experience on that coaching staff. But also what really helped me out too was just being surrounded by guys on that D-line that were also really, really good. I'm pretty sure like our whole starting D-line is here right now.
Yeah,
so
they are. They're all coming by today.
Yeah,
that's crazy. I can't disagree with that. I can't. Walter Nolan, Pegus. I forgot the other DN that they got. So Ole Miss, they got a lot of guys over there, man. Like I said before,
elite guys like that on the D-line really opens up and helps me get one-on-ones.
But y'all still lost to the Florida Gators. So what now?
Makes Walter Nolan so unique, bringing up your teammates. I mean, you don't see a lot of guys at that size. You both are unique like this. You're bigger guys that can move like smaller guys.
I think, man, he's just blessed with God-given talent, to be honest.
Former number 1 recruit.
Yeah, for sure. Like, just watching him play, it's like his explosive. What really jumps off the wall for me watching him is how explosive he is and how the way he explodes off the ball in his get-off.
What draft guys, I think one of the things they're always blown away with you watching you is you have a deep bag of pass rush moves. Like a lot of college players, it's like, okay, bull rush, maybe a swipe. Some guys like to try a spin. I feel like we've seen it all from you.
I appreciate that.
How did you develop that array of like such a deep bag of moves?
Yeah, I think what helps me out is that I'm very instinctual. Like I think a lot of guys, they have a thought process and whenever they're about to pass rush. And for me, I never really think as far when I'm pass rushing. It's a natural thing for me. Like I'm going off what the offensive tackle gives me, and the offensive tackle is not going to give you the same thing every time, so I can't do the same move every time.
So is it something you're basically setting up moves throughout the game where it's like, okay, I know this guy saw this from me in the first half, but in the second half I have this kind of counter move.
Exactly.
It's almost like boxing, I feel like pass rushing.
For sure. Like, especially like if you watch the Georgia game, there was a couple of like the first couple of pass rushes I had, I was going straight speed off the edge. I got a sack off speed off the edge, and then I come back and the guy thinks I'm going to go speed again, so I hit him with the spin move. And then at the end of the game, I did 2 spin moves, so then I hesitate, like maybe I'm going to spin and then come back around to the outside. So, yeah, like you said, it's like boxing or pitching.
So for you, with your speed off the edge and you're flexible, you're a guy that could bend, do you kind of wait for the tackle to start to overset and it kind of opens that door for you to use those counter moves?
Yes, sir, for sure.
So, all right. So we got to see you at the Senior Bowl, a full week of practice and everything. I think you came in bigger than people thought. People thought you're a lighter pass rusher because of all the moves you have. Is that something you've been working to bulk up for the NFL, or you just played it this way and people don't realize it?
Yeah, for sure. Like this past season at Ole Miss, I missed 2 games, so there was like a time where I was injured between the season. But I ranged anywhere from 245 to 260. My first 2 years of college, I was 260 to 275, and then my first 3 years, and then my last season at Florida, I was about 255, 260. So yeah, I've always really played at a big size. Like this season,
was really like the first half of the season was really the lightest I ever played. It was around 245, 250.
Is there, when you meet with
Okay, just as long as you're not losing your power, in regards to your pass rush, then it's fine to be around that range, you know. But he's saying that he could push 270. That's impressive. That's impressive with the way that he moves. Hey, that means he could play in a 4-3, 3-4. It don't even matter. He's a versatile defensive end in any type of scheme. You know, in the 3-4, I don't know. You know, he could move, but he can't really move like that. You know, I don't know if he could be a zone DN, maybe not. Who knows?
teams, do you ever get a sense from them of maybe there are different roles they want you to play, or it's like, hey, this is who I am. I'm going to show up at this weight, and this is where I'm most comfortable.
Yeah, nah, I've never had that mindset like this is who I am.
I need to be 245.
Yeah, for sure. Like I'm down and ready to play whatever I need to play. Like I said, I've had experience from playing anywhere from the 2-eye to a 5 technique, so to a 9 technique. So I can get down in there. It don't matter.
Is the wide 9 your favorite though? Most pass rushers love that.
Man, I would say it's my favorite because that's just like what I do. But I'm not gonna lie, I feel like the easiest is like a 3 technique.
Why is that?
Because the guards are slow.
They don't got the feet to match the movements. So when you meet with these NFL teams here nonstop, what's the one thing you want to walk out of here and be like, I'm glad they learned that about me?
That's a great question. I feel like you see a lot of things of me on social media. You know, like for example, like Lane Kiffin. People probably think Kiffin is one way because how they see him on social media, but in person he's the complete opposite. He's introverted. He's very non-confrontational. But I would say that I'm just really a respectful young man. You know, I was born Nigerian, so respect is just a big thing in our culture. So I just feel like that I'm a great human being, and I feel like that I was just.
I don't know, fam. After that Florida game, where you even dap up your old teammates, bro, that's kind of questionable right there. That's questionable in regards to character. I don't know. Maybe NFL team's gonna bring that up to you, and they're gonna want to answer for that. So,
raised with great parents and raised the right way.
What did your parents think when you started playing American football?
Yeah, for sure. Like, they thought we were just doing it for fun. They didn't think it was going to come this far. Yeah, for sure.
Well, now it's worked out pretty well.
Yes, sir.
If you could train with one NFL pass rusher, it could be a guy that plays now, it could be a guy from the past. Is there one guy you'd be like, man, I'd love to spend an hour with him and just kind of pick his brain?
Yeah, that's probably DeMarcus Ware.
Why's that?
He, like you said about me, he just had an array of pass rush moves.
Spin move, he can counter inside, he's got the outside.
That's a good answer. I'm not even gonna lie.
Speed.
I actually hit the fake spin a couple times in practice.
It's one of my favorites in the NFL. It's rarely used. I hope we get to see you
I never
use
it
in
in
the
the
NFL.
game. I'm going to try to get one in the game.
Is getting off the ball something that you can practice, or do you think edge rushers, it's like, hey, man, I'm born this way. I'm just this explosive in the short area?
That's a great question. I feel like as far as me, I feel like I was gifted in that sense of just reaction time and how far I get in my first step, like with my explosiveness and my get off. But I do feel like guys can work on it. I've seen guys in college work on it and get better at it. But as far as I go, I've worked on it before. Don't get me wrong. You got to work on those things. But I feel like I do have a mix of God-given talent in that area.
Who's the best offensive lineman you faced in college? You got to play against a lot of good ones in the SEC.
Yeah, I'm not going to lie. As far as pass rusher goes, I don't think nobody could mess with me. But in the run game, I would have to say Will. I keep forgetting his last name. Will Campbell.
Campbell.
Yeah,
he's probably the first one taken.
Yeah,
so he's got good grip strength in the run game. He's
exactly.
a mauler. Yep.
Yeah.
So what do you like to do away from football when you got a little time?
Away from football, I just recently got into bowling a little bit, not too crazy, but I'm into movies and shows, MMA. I try to get a little bit of MMA training in. I'm into fashion now too.
Okay.
And then before I got to college, when I had time, I used to make YouTube videos.
You should get back.
Yeah, I'm gonna try to get back into it because college was just so time taxing. I wasn't been able to do it as much.
Last one. What is it about MMA that the guys in the trenches use it for? We see it from offensive linemen. We see it from pass rushers. Is it like the reach? What are the benefits of training in MMA? From
hip flexibility, you're always using your hips. So, you know, you get most of your power from your hips. So that's why wrestling, MMA, you know, boxing kind of translates to the NFL if you really do it. So
football.
Yeah, for sure. Like me personally, I got into it just loving the UFC, watching guys like Kamaru, other Nigerian and Africans like Kamaru Usman and Israel Adesanya. And what made me get into the training is I had teammates that were doing boxing, but I was like, I'd rather do MMA. But I think it really helps with like just the hand-eye coordination and seeing hands getting thrown at you, moving out the way. So like when you get punches, you get punched by the offensive tackle. So just being able to train your hands to and your body to just, I guess, move out the way or move them hands out the way.
Princely Monmielen, we can't wait to watch you at the NFL level. I can't wait to see the fake spin. Take some action in the NFL. Thanks for the time, man.
Yes, sir. Appreciate you.
Bro, if he could do that in the league, that's impressive, bro. His first year, if he could do that, hey. But we gonna see. We're gonna see. Next person we got is Will Johnson. Will Johnson.
The queen is here.
The Royal Jewels.
Sorry about
Presenting
that.
Tyson lightly breaded boneless chicken bites. Always been Tyson.
Cornerbacks at the Scouting Combine. Joining us now, a guy who is projected to be a top 10 pick and is talking to us nevertheless. Will Johnson from Michigan. Will, how are you?
I'm doing great. How are you?
Doing great. Great to talk to you. What is that? How do you process this idea that I may be one of the first 10 guys?
Pairing him up with Jalen Ramsey, he gets to learn from Jalen Ramsey for 1 year. We might have like the successor to Jalen Ramsey. So we got one side of the field locked up. Nobody has stepped in to lock up that other side of the field at DB. Nobody. Not even Cam Smith. We thought he would be that, but he hasn't done it yet. But we're going to see if this year's the year. If it's not, we're going to have to get another cornerback that could learn from Jalen Ramsey to be that cornerback for us in the future. And Will Johnson, he could be an option, but I think he will go before the 13th overall pick.
Taken in the entire draft.
Yeah, I try not to think about it too much, because, you never know where you're going to go, never know what's going to happen. So I try to just do everything I can to, impress these teams, show these teams why I'll be a great player for them, work my hardest to put myself in a great position for when I get there, and then let everything handle itself.
Hey, as a pure cover corner, you're as good as it gets in this draft. Does it, all right, but it's like a little bit personal question here. Do you get sick sometimes of hearing about Travis Hunter all the time at corner and like, damn, I'm pretty good here. We don't always have to talk about him.
Nah, a lot of respect to him. He's won the Heisman. He did a lot of great things. But, I know I'm the best corner in this draft, so I'm just wait till I get on the field, let the play do the talking.
All right.
Okay.
And you wore number 2. I did
got
too.
confidence.
What's up? Deuces right here, baby.
Deuces.
Boom. Yeah. But why did you wear number 2?
Somebody had my number 4, when I was coming in from high school, and then I wanted to kind of follow that legacy of the Charles Woodson and kind of put myself on that pedestal and hold myself accountable every day. That I wanted to be one of the greatest too, so that definitely pushed me every day.
Yeah, cool. Always looks good on a corner.
Exactly.
Always.
You got Jim Harbaugh. You had Jim Harbaugh as your head coach there up until last year. Give us your best Jim Harbaugh story.
Best Jim Harbaugh story.
Yeah, and you can swear on here. Like, there's no rules.
Yeah, he's a funny guy. There's definitely a lot of them, but I think just every day going in the weight room before practice and he's lifting in his khakis with his shirt tucked and belt on and the full outfit is just crazy to see him do it. But
it is crazy. You're the
respect
second
it.
Michigan guy to say it.
You got to
Work out
respect
in
it, though.
khakis.
Loveland told us that too. Like, who works out in khakis? That's gross.
Jim does.
And how can you squat with khakis on? They're kind of like limiting in your
You're gonna
motion.
rip
You got the
pants.
stretchy ones, the Lulu stretchy ones.
Oh, he's got the Lulu. All right, so those fake khakis.
Yeah.
You got
You
those
got them
on.
custom
Okay.
made.
All right. So, who was your idols growing up at corner? I know you talked about Charles Woodson, but some other ones that maybe you watched in the NFL as a youngster that you went, damn, I like his game.
I would say when I was younger, probably Jalen Ramsey for sure.
sure.
He was.
There you go, Jalen Ramsey. There you go. I knew it. I had a feeling, bro. Definitely had a feeling. We're going to check out his 24/7 sports. He's from Michigan. Okay, so he stayed close to home. 6'3", 190. That's pretty good size for a cornerback. If he run a fast 40, he definitely going to be a top 10 pick. Definitely going to be a top 10 pick. He had 28 offers coming out. He had USC too. You from Michigan and you got a USC offer. Impressive. Arizona State. I'm pretty sure he dealt with a lot of, I don't know, maybe he dealt with some injuries. I heard that he did. That's what I heard. But yeah, this is pretty impressive from him. Pretty impressive.
It was crazy when he was with Jacksonville, and
Yes.
he really did it all. But now I would say Pastor Tan. I would say when I was in high school, I watched a lot of him. Just I feel like we play pretty similar. You know,
Do similar size.
Yeah, pretty patient, pretty technical. So I think him and Ramsey and J.C. Horn are the guys I like the most.
Okay.
No workouts here for you, right?
Nope.
Wait
Damn, I wanted to see the 40.
the pro day.
That's the plan. Yep.
That's a business decision. You do what you got to do,
Well,
man.
he had that annoying where nobody understands it until they have it, turf toe.
Yeah,
right?
exactly.
And it tell people about it. I mean, you can't do crap once you start to get turf toe.
Yeah, it sounds like it's just a toe, but
Right.
I mean, I had tore some ligaments in my toe, so you know, I couldn't run, couldn't plant, couldn't do anything like that for a while, really until mid-January. So
Right.
yeah, I was off
so
of it.
you're behind the 8 ball in that one. So you're just getting going here.
Exactly.
All right, but you're feeling good.
Yep.
You had no setback to this point.
Nope, feel great.
All right, cool.
What's the game that you would have us watch, the film of the game that tells us everything we need to know about Will Johnson?
I would say any game versus Ohio State. I would say both of my games versus Purdue, my freshman and sophomore year, and then USC this last year.
You a man-to-man? You like to play man-to-man, or you know, you want to lock down people?
Yeah, I like to do it all.
That's what you do.
Yes,
what,
sir.
what about an area of your football game that you just go, hey, for the NFL, I got to clean this up a little?
I would say tackling.
Yeah.
I would say that's my most inconsistent thing I put on.
Every DB saying tackling. Every DB. You know, who gonna set the tone and be that good tackling DB? You know, but that's some DB specialties in regards to tackling. But they probably lack in coverage when that's the case. So it could be either or. But when you're good at both, hey, you're going to impress some NFL teams. Definitely going to impress.
On tape.
Right.
So just cleaning that up and being more consistent with that. For sure.
Yeah. I'm the one that I don't really give a damn about tackling all that much when I evaluate the corners. I just want to see you cover people.
Yeah.
That Ohio
Comes
State
with
thing,
it.
too. You mentioned any game against Ohio State. It is amazing. I can't think of another rivalry at any level of any sport that is more intense, where it is just like, are you guys feeling it every day of the year?
Yeah. I mean, if you walk in our building, any TV screen you see, it all says, what are you doing to beat Ohio State today? So
wow,
that's our focus every day. We walk in there, we see it every day. We truly hate those guys for sure.
Who's the toughest guy? Because you brought up Ohio State. I don't know if this is one of the answers, but who's the toughest guy you had to cover through your college career?
Yeah, I'll say Marvin Harrison.
Yeah.
Ohio State guy, so I give him respect.
Right.
Besides that, I would say he's the only guy out.
Yeah, what was it about him? Like, I mean, I know he's big.
Yeah.
Good route runner.
I would say that. He's a big guy. And a lot of big guys, they're a little slower, they're not as quick and things like that. But he still had all of that as a big guy. So I think his hands, his quickness, and his size.
Yeah.
Who's the quarterback in the NFL you want to intercept?
J.J. McCarthy.
Your own teammate, bro. Your own teammate. Shake my head.
Love it. He's a Vikings fan, too, and nothing would make me happier for you to do that.
And here's what happens. When it happens, I'm going to be sitting next to him, and he's going to start hitting me. And
I'm going to go, yeah, he called his shot sitting on the set.
You guys friends, though? Is it friends? You want not there's some lingering thing from when you were teammates.
No,
you
that's my guy.
Stick it
That's
to
my
your
brother.
friend. Yeah.
Sure.
When is there a part of you guys that's disappointed in the year, and do you look at it in Michigan and go, damn, we beat the national champions, right? I mean, I know that can make you puff your chest out a little bit, but you guys got bigger goals than the bowl game you played in this year.
Yeah, it was definitely disappointing. I mean, we're not used to losing the way we did this year, but we finished strong. We did what we had to do. We beat Ohio State, beat Alabama in the bowl game, so we did our best.
Bro, that's impressive. They beat Alabama and Ohio State. That's impressive, bro. It's just with Michigan, they can never get the right quarterback. This year, they might have one. So we're going to see what they do. We're going to see.
Now I got to keep growing off of that.
Yeah.
You had the Defensive MVP award from the national championship game. You get a big old trophy for that?
Yeah, it's a pretty nice
Where you have it? Where is it?
It's back at home right now, yeah.
Was it Michigan all the way, or were there some other ones that got involved? Like, did you think was it close between anybody else?
It was actually pretty close between the rival.
I knew he was going to say, as soon as he started
Ohio
grinning, I was like,
State?
he's going to say Ohio State.
Wow.
But
What made the difference?
I think Ohio State, they didn't. So they kept recruiting guys after I kind of made
they
a
didn't
decision
respect
there.
you.
They
Is
didn't
what it was.
So you were going to go? You were going to go?
I planned on it a little bit. So
I thought it had something to do with Jim Harbaugh's khakis. I thought maybe.
Nah, but then Coach Harbaugh, he kind of changed his staff up after that 2020 year. And I just fell in love with that staff and what they had going on. Fell in love with the culture and the program, and it all worked out. It was perfect for me.
Any guys you lean on from Michigan about this process here? You got to talk to in the NFL that can warn you for what's coming?
I would say Mikey Sanders still.
Yeah.
That's like
Really
one of my
good
best
corner.
friends.
I played for the Commanders. Had a very good rookie year. If he was good last year, imagine what Will Johnson going to do. Imagine.
Yeah. Washington had a great year.
Yeah, him and DJ Turner. Those two guys I played with and got a close relationship with.
DJ Turner, above average cornerback for the Bengals. So seems like Michigan, they're producing very good cornerbacks. They're producing them.
So
yeah, damn, you guys have had some ballers there.
Yeah, we have.
Who's been the freakiest guy that you played with?
Ooh,
I know you got some. There's no disrespect, but
yeah, I mean probably one name of Marion Walker.
Marion Walker.
He's still there right now. He's a
what position is he?
Freak, receiver. He played corner, receiver, both at Michigan, but yeah, he got a lot of potential. He's got to tap into it and put it on the field.
Okay, all right, that's a good answer.
Will you be
Marion Walker? Marion Walker. I'm gonna search him up. (6'3", 182. Was a 3-star recruit. I wonder why he say him. I wonder why. He's from Louisiana, of course. Them Louisiana receivers are always good. Them boys always good, man. Oh, and he got number 1 too. Hey, we gonna see him next year. We're gonna see how good he is. We definitely gonna see.
be at the draft in Green Bay, or will you be somewhere else?
Yeah, I plan on going to the draft.
All right.
Woo. Now you know what that means. He thinks he's going top 20, top 10. All right, I like you are. So I'm pumped for you, man.
Will Johnson, Michigan corner, thanks for some of your time. All the best to you. Good luck. Hi, it's Mike Florio. Thanks for watching PFT on.
Shout out to Will Johnson. Next person we got, we have heard the Miami Dolphins have already met up with him already. So Tyler Warren. If you're not gonna pick him up in the first round, don't even interview him. Simple as that, bro. It makes no sense as to why we are even, meeting up with him. I don't know. I don't know what the Dolphins got planned, but we're gonna see. We're gonna see.
Here at the NFL Combine alongside the draft's top tight end and Tyler Warren. Tyler, you got to catch touchdowns this year, run for touchdowns, throw a touchdown. What's your favorite, and what's so special about having such a diverse role in an offense?
Yeah, I think. I don't know if I have a certain favorite, but really what I loved about it was, adding one more thing that a defense had to prepare for, and another wrinkle that could help out our offense. And for me, that's what it was about, right? Helping whatever role was going to be that week, doing it to the best of my ability, because I knew it was going to, help our offense and eventually help our team to reach their goals.
What's funny about all the box score stuff is you turn on the tape against, say, Illinois, right? Fourth quarter, you have a block on a touchdown run that essentially ends the game. I thought you were more excited on that after that block than I've seen you for your box score stats. What is so special to you about contributing in the run game in that way?
Yeah, I think, what I love about football is the team aspect of it, right? And you have, 10 guys working to get one guy in the end zone, and that was, like you said, fourth down.
That's a good way to put it. That's a pretty good way to put it.
It's kind of seal the game. Just the feeling that you get when you execute a play like that and kind of play for the guy next to you is what I really love about the game. And that's kind of, where that emotion came from in that moment.
I had your teammate earlier at this desk, Kevin Winston, and he glowingly said, how much better you guys made each other in practice. What was it like in that environment with so much NFL talent and you guys going head-to-head at times?
Yeah, he was he's a great player, obviously I know, and he's a great guy off the field and a great teammate. But yeah, we had some battles and when you go against a guy that long, you know each other pretty well
right.
playing, so it gets pretty tough to have one guy beat another guy like that. But yeah, it's definitely something that's made me better. Really, I played. Jay Reed was there as well. Zachy Wheatley are a lot of guys that have really helped me. grow as a tight end.
If you could spend an hour training with an NFL player, past or present, doesn't have to be a guy still playing, could be a tight end, could be something else, who would it be?
So I was asked this question earlier, and I said George Kittle. So to switch it up, I might go Jeremy Shockey because that was a tight end I saw in the summer.
looked just like him, too.
Watched up a little bit on, and just the way he, his mentality running the ball and kind of the, going up and making contested catches is something I really like. So it was probably those two if I had to pick.
And I heard you say you wore 44 because of John Riggins.
Mm-hmm.
Is that right?
Yeah, my before my first game, my dad pulled up some John Riggins tape and was like, "This is how I want you to run the ball," and showed me that. So that's kind of why I wore 44. That was my first number in Little League, and then it was kind of a full circle thing at college. I ended up getting that number and then just stuck with it.
So what do you get to do away from football for fun? Because all this is just nonstop, obviously training for the draft. But when it's all said and done, you're done training, you get a moment. How do you break away?
Yeah, I'm either if I'm not doing something with football, I'm going to be golfing or fishing or just hanging out with my friends. But yeah, probably one of those two things.
So you're one of the rare.
Hey, one thing about Tyler, I know he's gonna fit in Miami. He's not gonna be with the rah-rah stuff, the clubs and all that. He's gonna come to Miami and behave. But I know he's not gonna be a Miami Dolphin. If he ends up being a Miami Dolphin, bro, all hell gonna break loose, man. If he's a Miami Dolphin, that means we spent our first round pick on him. That's what that means. He's not gonna fall in the second round. No way the Chiefs let this guy get past them. No way. They need that successor to Travis Kelce. He kind of has that Travis Kelce look as well. I'm not even gonna lie. Like a Travis Kelce mixed with like a Jeremy Shockey.
Guys that got to see and practice against Abdul Carter every day. What was that experience like? Somebody that is that explosive.
Yeah, I mean, I dealt with him when he was 5 yards off the ball for a few years, and then he was right up, a yard away from each other. So he's a versatile player that can do a lot of different things on the defensive side of the ball. But I mean, you saw what he's capable of this year, and his twitch and just his knack of finding the quarterback, and he's got every move you could possibly think in his pocket. He can do everything. He's a great player. One of the best ends, edge rusher guys that I got the chance to go against.
Getting back to the run game, do you have a preference? Do you like blocking better in zone, especially outside zone, where you kind of get out of the gate and go, or do you just like that downhill man dry blocking?
Yeah, I think our bread and butter this year was the outside zone. So being on the front side of that is something I really enjoyed this year. Getting the engine started is what we talked about.
Like
get that DN moving. So that was what I really enjoyed.
Tyler Warren, man, one of the best players in this entire draft. Can't wait to see where you end up. Best of luck.
Thank you. I appreciate it.
Hey, shout out to Tyler Warren. The only reason why I'm covering him is because the Dolphins met up with him. That's the only reason why. Only reason. Next, we got Jason Taylor's son, Mason Taylor. I do not think he'll end up being a Dolphin. He's probably going to be a later round pick. So we're just gonna have to see what happens when that time comes. Probably a second, third round pick, maybe. Who knows, man? But as of right now, we don't even need another tight end to be honest. We do, but not as early as they're looking at the guys who will go early. I don't mind you interviewing like the later round, like Mason Taylor. I say he'll later round. Tight end, so I could be okay with Mason Taylor, and on top of that, your dad is Jason Taylor, so we could do that. We can do that, but let's hear what he got to say.
All right, it's not every day we have the son of a Hall of Famer here on the set. We do now. Mason Taylor, son of Jason Taylor, here with us, tight end out of LSU. Great to see you. How are you?
Good. How are you? What's up, big guy?
Thank you. Thanks for having me.
Yeah, of course, man. Wait, how the hell? You're playing the wrong position. How did we end up playing tight end? You're not a pass rusher? What the hell are you? What's going on here?
I was in Little League. My Little League days, I played defensive end all through that Little League series until high school. My dad thought it would be a good idea to switch to tight end because I could always catch the ball. I always had good hands, so he kind of guided me that way. I don't know if he didn't want me to beat him out as a defensive end. But yeah, so I switched to tight end, and I've loved it ever since.
Did Dad have hands?
Not that I know of.
Yeah, I was going to say, I don't remember any playing.
It's got to be from my mom's side of the family.
Okay, good. You got it from Mom.
Well, we know Dad didn't have hair. I have a hard time looking at you without picturing you with a bald head like your dad. Are you going to take Dad's haircut at some point?
Oh, I hope not. I want to keep this as long as I can. My brother, he's got his hairline's going back a little bit, so I mean, I give him a hard time, but I hope.
Damn. Them boys going through it, man. Them boys going through it. We on his 24/7 sports page. He went to St. Thomas Aquinas, so that makes sense. It seemed like Jason Taylor. He stayed around the way in Florida. He committed to LSU. LSU. He was a 4-star recruit. No, 3-star recruit. 500 nationally, around that range. Number 94 in Florida. Number 94. 6'4", 230. Pretty good size for a tight end. Pretty good size. They go Shamar Stewart, Gabriel Brown, Low Dendy. I think all these guys are into the draft, right? I'm pretty sure about that. But Shamar Stewart definitely going to be a first-round pick. Sam McCall, haven't heard anything about him. Tyler Booker. Kamari Wilson, where he at right now? Azaria Thomas, he went to Florida State. I heard about him. Joel Skinner, he's at Louisville. From what I know. Katron Allen, he's in this draft. Who else? Xavier Townsend, I think he's staying another year. Devin Moore, I don't think he's in this draft. I think he stayed another year. A lot of these guys I don't know on this list, but maybe they gonna go out next year or this year. Zane Durant, watch out for him next year. Watch out for him. 6'1", 251, a D tackle. But he definitely plays like he's bigger than that size, man. Definitely. I think he's gonna be like a maybe second round. But if he does good this year, first round pick, in my opinion. Travell Mullen. The brother of Trayvon Mullen. Nobody that really stands out that I might know after that. Jalen Glover, I liked this running back when he was coming out. A pretty good running back. Let me check out what he's doing right now. He at UNLV, okay. So UNLV, that might be a team that I gotta watch out for. That might be a team. They got the Orgy guy as well at quarterback, so they're gonna be a very good running team. Very good running team.
Hopefully mine's staying on for got to be a little bit longer. For sure.
I got to play against your dad a few times in preseason and in the regular season, and I just first off want to tell you that it was annoying playing against him. All right, and we had a right tackle that we called Brontosaurus because he had big body, little brain, so we had fun with that. That's what we used to call him. All right, and he had to block your guy and your dad, and he was always nervous as hell when it was like somebody like that or Julius Peppers. And like the first time I played against your dad, I remember the first few times dropping back and having to peek over my shoulder every time because I was like, I don't know if our guy can block him over here. I'm not sure. So tell your dad I said thanks, all right?
I got you.
What's the best football lesson your dad ever taught you?
I would say just be where your feet are, especially through this process. I mean, it's a it's going to be a long year. I mean, up until after the NFL season in 2026. So it's going to be a long year, being where your feet are, enjoying the moment. So coming out here and, taking it all in, not being nervous for this type of stuff. And, you've worked your whole life for this. And I've been set up by my great family, having supported me through my time at St. Thomas to LSU till now, and just really being where your feet are at and taking advantage of every opportunity you get.
What the next phase of your game here, right? What do you got to improve on for your next step in the NFL?
Yeah, that's just improving on the little things, and that's the little things of being that complete tight end that I harp on and I take pride in, and that's doing everything in the run game, the pass game, and the protection as well.
Man, he don't even look like his dad, to be honest, bro. He don't even look like his dad. He is mama's son, for real.
Doing everything like that and being more technical at it, getting consistent in the areas of getting in position to make blocks, not just relying on your strength, because it's going to make a difference in the NFL for sure.
Yeah. Your dad made his legacy as a member of the Miami Dolphins. Do you want to basically continue in the family business, or do you want to make your own way with a different team?
I mean, to be honest, any opportunity from any team would be a blessing for me.
Good
It mean a lot to
Good
go
answer.
home, of course, and stay home where him and my uncle were. But at the same time, I mean, I didn't want to stay in state for college, so I was going to LSU and going out to state. So I'm always open to going somewhere for any opportunity opens up and any team wants to take me.
Combine, you doing everything?
I'm going to be doing the field workout and all the testing. I'm going to be doing at Pro Day on March 26th.
Okay, cool.
So-
What about and you weighed in and measured and all that done?
That's tomorrow.
That's tomorrow, right? So what are you going to weigh in at, you think?
Usually I'm 250, 255.
Damn, I saw that. That's why I wanted to ask you. It's the easiest 250 ever.
Yeah,
right?
I feel pretty good.
But
at
that's
it.
your spot you want to
Yeah.
be? You're not looking to try to gain a little weight or anything. You feel best there.
Yeah, 250 to 255 range. Feel light enough to run fast, but heavy enough to sustain those
Move some
blocks.
people and
Yep.
block. Yeah.
Sir.
Mason mentioned his uncle. His uncle is Hall of Fame linebacker Zach Thomas. Between him and your dad, which one are you least likely to mess with?
At least on the field or off
Anywhere.
Just in life, anywhere.
Which guy are you more likely to run from?
I'd say my dad. I love.
Wait, Zach Thomas? So maybe Jason Taylor married Zach Thomas' sister, if I'm not mistaken. So he got too much family ties with the Miami Dolphins. Too much family ties, man. With two Hall of Famers, it might be by nature that he has to become a Dolphin. It might have to be that.
Love Zach. Zach's a really great person, and so is my dad. But I think growing up with my dad and him getting on me when I was a kid and all that stuff, I'd definitely say I'm more scared of my dad.
So dad would get on you a little as a
Yeah.
kid? He was
Oh,
pretty
yeah,
tough?
for
Yeah,
sure,
he
yeah.
was. So dad was the guy where you knew if you did something wrong, it's like, oh, man, dad's going to be home in a
Oh
little bit.
yeah,
I'm gonna
always
get it.
tuck away towards my mom. Yep.
Yeah, right. That's how it works in my house. I get
Uh-huh.
that. All right, you've been around some freaky people your whole life in football. Give us some guys that jumped out to you in college that you played against where you went, damn, like I didn't realize he was that good, and that was unreal the day I saw him.
Yeah, so I mean, Alabama was always a challenge. So
Yeah.
playing against my high school teammate Dallas Turner
Oh.
at the edge position was pretty great challenge for me. And I think that's just, I mean, I come from St. Thomas Aquinas, so the production there and the athletes that come out of there every single year. I mean, I play with the best of the best, and
You're not surprised by
and
anything then.
practice by it. So yeah, but I think Dallas Turner was definitely a tough challenge,
You know,
especially.
St. Thomas Aquinas, Nick Bosa, Joey Bosa, Asante Samuel Jr., who else? Tyreek Sapp. You know, they're producing year in and year out. Year in and year out. So St. Thomas Aquinas is like an SEC school based off high school, to be honest. They're up there with IMG, Miami Central in Florida. So he played with the best of the best ever since he was a young age. Went to LSU, played with the best of the best in the SEC. So he should come into the NFL and be comfortable with whatever team he goes on.
Especially my sophomore and freshman year.
But he ain't really put up that good of numbers. 55 receptions, 546 yards, 2 touchdowns. I don't know about that.
Right.
You're the most productive tight end in LSU history, 129 catches, 1,308 yards, 6 touchdowns. What's the one game you would want anyone to look at as the best evidence of what Mason Taylor is as a football player?
I'd say date back to my freshman year, the Alabama game.
Wow.
Just to show my
Freshman year.
resilience through such a high pressure situation at being 18 years old. I pride myself on maturing fast and, being ready for those moments. So being resilient when the game's on the line and making plays when plays need to be made is something I always pride myself on, and showing up in those pressure moments and being that answer for an offense.
How the hell did you guys lose a game 2 years ago with you and Jaden Daniels and Malik Neighbors and Brian Thomas Jr.? Like, what the hell?
Yeah,
Wow.
I get that question a lot. I mean, we had a great team, a great offense, and even a great defense. And it's just those little things that hold you back from winning championships. So I mean, we just had to
It
critique.
probably wasn't disciplined enough, or they just ain't have the right coach over there. Either one of those two.
those little things and, not consistent in those areas, and it definitely affected us for sure.
With Jaden Daniels, right? We know how special of a player he is. I'm sure you weren't even probably surprised about what you saw from him this year. But like, what is it about him that makes him special to you and your experience there?
Hard work.
Yeah.
That's it. I mean, easy to say, hard work. He's the first guy in the building, last guy out the building, and the things he does with off the field with VR and all that stuff to prepare himself for the game. I mean, he prepares like a pro, and that's why. I mean, he has the future. The future is in his hands, and of course, what he did this first year. I mean, I wasn't surprised. A lot of people were. A lot of people doubted him, but I was definitely not surprised because I see the type of athlete and person he is.
You mentioned VR, virtual reality. Was he doing that at LSU as well?
Yes, sir.
It's funny because when they first developed technology, the companies that make it were trying to get the word out.
Yeah.
But then the players and the teams that use it were like, don't tell anybody about it, right? Because it works, and they don't want to let the world know that it's such an important tool. But it is. It gives you ways to get live reps without getting live reps.
Exactly, especially for a quarterback. Yes, sir.
Yeah. Do you use it?
I used it a couple times. I don't use it as often as Jaden did, but he loved it. I mean, some guys like it, some guys don't, but he loved it, and he put it into his routine, and it definitely helped him and benefited him.
Any of the drills a pain in the ass dealing with, for the combine? Like I've asked a few guys, like what's the most annoying one to prepare for, right? I hated the yell drill in the process. You got one right now where you're like, damn, it's just every day I got to think about this hard and struggle through it.
I mean, not really. It's not really, I guess, a football drill. So, I mean, you're training for something else. You're not really training for football. You're training for times. It's a little different, but I wouldn't say anything's really aggravating or hard. It's just different. You're not training for football.
Right.
What's the one area of your game you believe you need to improve on the most to be competitive at the next level?
Yeah, I think being that all-around tight end, just the techniques in the run game and the pass game, those little things are going to be what separates you in the NFL. So making sure I get my body in the right position with my footwork and not lacking technique is going to be huge for me.
Your favorite tight end growing up or now? Who is it?
Right now, I like, and growing up a little bit, George Kittle.
Yeah.
The way he plays the game, he's that complete tight end I harp about. And how he has fun with it. He's always laughing, joking around with the guys. At the end of the day, it's a football game. And you're going out there with guys on your team, your teammates that you build a brotherhood with the whole year. And, I mean, it's fun at the end of the day. So seeing him do it, get guys on the floor, go make plays on the perimeter, and go score touchdowns. And
not everybody could be George Kittle. Not everybody. You got to take a specific person to be George Kittle. Specific person.
How he has fun with it is definitely good to see.
We had a guy earlier in the show that just turned 21 early in this month. Did you say before we got started that you're still 20?
Yeah, I'm 20.
When do you turn 21?
In May.
So happy birthday in advance.
Thank you.
You'll get an early birthday present based upon where you get drafted.
Yeah. Definitely.
Where will you be on draft day?
Draft day, I'll be at home. At home in Plantation, Florida. Yes, sir.
Damn.
You have like a superstition or anything? Like everything's got to be just right?
No, I'm just getting the family and friends over, and we're going to have a big watch party. So.
St. Thomas Aquinas. I mean, it's unreal. I just to talk because we like ball. I mean, you were on. Who else was on that team with you? Anybody else of notoriety other than Dallas Turner?
Yeah, so I was my freshman year. Nick Benito was there.
Holy crap!
Wow.
Denver.
Yeah.
Nick Benito, Denver Broncos. Yeah, that's crazy. I forgot about him.
Had Dallas Turner, like I said. Jordan Battle was there at the time. He's
right. Safety.
Cincinnati. Yeah.
Right.
And a lot of guys are still in college, but guys that are going to have big careers in the NFL. So I mean, it's just every year we were having 20, or really our whole starting lineup go defensive.
You guys
D1
are NFL minor league team.
So I mean, it was definitely extraordinary to see there. And shout out to Coach Harriet running what he runs there, and just the structure that we had there was so tight. It was like almost like a college. And, it showed. We won state championship year after year, and it was definitely a great experience.
All right, before we let you go, we're not sure this works for offensive players. It works for defensive players. At least it's 1-for-1. Cooper DeJean was in that chair last year, and we asked him what he wanted to do as a rookie, and he said intercept Patrick Mahomes. And he did in the Super Bowl and returned it for a touchdown, and they won, if you haven't heard. So what is your thing? This is your chance to speak it into existence, Mason. What is it you're going to do as a rookie?
Definitely make clutch plays when the time is needed. Big third down conversions, fourth down conversions, big touchdowns when the game's on the line. Showing up when those big pressure moments are there. I'm the guy to call on, and I'm the guy to make that play for sure.
All right. Well, we will.
He's the type of player that they're gonna underestimate his ability out there when he's playing. But don't underestimate him. Once you underestimate him, that's when he goes out there and he makes that clutch play. If he's on an offense with a number one receiver, a very good running back, you can't really focus on him. Even if he's killing you, you could try to double team him, but what about that other person? So he gonna have to come in clutch in a situation as to where, hey, let's say he does get drafted by the Dolphins. Tyreek Hill, he gonna demand double team. Jalen Waddle, he gonna demand that. Even Jonnu Smith, he gonna demand that. Even Devon Chain, he gonna demand people to be in the box. What are you gonna do with that opportunity? What you gonna do? Julian Hill, he ain't really do nothing with that opportunity. Jonnu Smith, we know that he did. Durham Smythe, he ain't really do nothing. Look, he not even on the team right now. So that's on Mason Taylor to see what he can do with the team with a lot of talent.
Wish you all the best.
What
Tell
number
your
are you
dad
gonna-
we said hi.
Yeah, tell your dad we said hi. Tell him for scaring me all these times. You can't wear 99 at tight end. So
No.
what number would you like to wear in the NFL?
I'd like to say 86 because
Yeah?
that's my college number.
Right.
But if someone has that, then
Yeah,
wherever
you're screwed.
I fit. I'm just out there to play football. That's it.
All right, cool.
Mason Taylor on his way to the NFL. Hi, it's Mike Floyd.
A shot to Mason Taylor. Next, we got Kenneth Grant. Let's check that boy out to see what he got going on. Could be a guy that we get with our 13th overall pick. Could be a guy. I'm hearing the Buffalo Bills have some interest in him as well. That makes me want him even more. But we're gonna see what's gonna happen. We're gonna see.
Here at the Combine, and yeah, it's big day. Okay, that's right, and he's here. Kenneth Grant. It's one of the biggest ones we got around. That's right. You don't know what you're in store. Welcome to the NFL. Okay,
Yes, sir.
we
Thank
can
you.
swear on football TV shows in
let's
the
do it.
NFL, right? All right. So you feel free. Kenneth Grant, you're at a medical, having to deal with that. That's why we're at this offset. But first off, Combine. What are we going to be doing? We going to do it all?
Yeah, do it all except my 40.
Okay.
Yeah.
All right. So you feel good about it and everything that way.
Yeah, for
Yeah.
sure.
Okay.
Yeah.
Give us the audience the measurables so far, like height, weight. What's it been so
Height,
far?
6'4". I weighed in at 332.
Okay.
Yes,
Damn,
sir.
you've been
Okay.
dieting,
Oh,
huh?
yeah, for
Okay.
sure.
Yeah, he been losing weight. I want him at that 340, 350. I want him at that weight. But hey, if he at 330, he probably gonna get in a 4.9 if he do run that 40 at the pro day.
Yeah,
What did you play at the season during the season?
I was like 345.
345?
Yes, sir.
And do you feel like you want to play in the NFL at 330, or do you think you'll get back? You're just doing this for speed purposes right now.
I'm just doing it for speed purpose right now, but I think I feel great at this weight right now.
You
so-
do feel good.
Yeah.
So you might think about it.
Yeah, for sure.
Okay. Like, do you get concern from teams about your weight? Because I mean, I haven't heard those things, and I've watched you on film and do all that. I certainly don't look at you and go, "Oh man, he's a little too heavy."
Yeah, they asked questions about it, but at Michigan, it was never a concern. Those guys weren't worried about it.
Bro,
so-
you see what he do out there? Bro, that ain't no concern, bro. He moved like he 290, 280, to be real.
I wasn't really worried about it. I knew I had my weight under control.
What'd you have to do to cut a few pounds off? Is it easy for you to gain weight? Like, can you be a guy that if I had a bad week of eating, like I can gain 10 pounds in a hurry?
Oh yeah.
Easy?
For sure. Yeah, easy. But just eating vegetables, protein, cut out the carbs.
Right.
No juice, just straight water.
All that boring crap.
Yeah.
I know. Damn. All right. You had an unbelievable career at Michigan. Tell me how you benefited from the competition within your own team and some of the D tackles you've had there, whether it be Mozzie or Chris Jenkins last year and the guy you were with this year.
Yeah, I just had to, learn to wait my turn. My turn was coming. Always stay attentive. Know the plays, know what team's doing. So I think, just having that learning experience, but also, then getting my time to shine really, came together at the right time.
Good for you for having the patience. You knew those guys in front of you were pretty good players.
Yeah, for sure.
Was there ever a thought, like in this NIL era, like, oh, maybe I need to transfer and get out of here so I can play?
Nah.
Michigan
not
was
at
the
all.
place for you always.
Yeah,
Always.
Yeah, for sure.
All right, answer me this. Don't be a chicken now, all right? Who's the best player you played against in college football? Like, who was the one or two guys over the years where you're just like, damn, I didn't realize he was that good? Doesn't even have to be an old lineman. Whoever comes to your head.
The running back from Washington, he's a very downhill
Coleman.
runner. Yeah.
He is. No doubt. Jonah Coleman.
Yeah, he hit the holes hard. You
Right.
know, he's short, but he has a low
power.
center. Yeah, for
Right.
sure.
Right.
I'll say lineman. I'll say, that Alabama front was pretty good. Those interior guys,
Yeah.
that 77 guard, and then Tyler Booker, he was a pretty good guard too
Right.
as well.
Some of those guys you dealt with
Okay.
in the Rose Bowl 2 years ago.
Oh, yeah,
Yeah,
for
yeah.
sure.
I hear you. You won now, so you did all right. What about your own team in Michigan? What have been some of the freakier guys that you played with that really popped to you?
I mean, everybody.
I
to
know,
be
you guys
honest.
are ballers. I know.
It's
I know.
It's a lot of ballers, but Will, Colston, Mason, all those guys. I think a sleeper is TJ Guy and Derek Moore. Those guys on the edge.
Right.
They can get to the quarterback.
Got you.
Yes,
Got you.
sir.
What about your own game here as you go forward? Right. You had a great year. You're run, stop, and D tackle. But what's the area of your game either you hear from evaluators or through your own words where you just go, I got to get better at this in the NFL?
Just pass rush. Stop trying to be finesse. Just work off my power. I think I know I could rush the passer pretty good. It's about honing down on my technique.
So, in specifics of those techniques, what do you mean? Sometimes you try to dance too much and you don't just attack and kind of use the power move as your first thing to go off of?
Yeah, just trying to use the power move first thing I go off of.
Right.
Yeah, stop dancing. And
how about never?
I mean, you can still do that, but you gotta make sure you versatile with it. Make sure you're versatile now. This is one of the safest picks that the Dolphins could get with number 13. I like Jalen Walker as well at number 13. Old lineman. If you were a little bit later in the draft, I would be looking at old lineman. Ursery, Membu from Missouri. Those guys, I don't know, they're a little bit too high for number 13. Like I said, if you had a later round pick, I wouldn't mind getting those guys. But there's a lot of value at other positions at number 13 that I think that we could pick up on.
Ever missed a game in Michigan?
No, sir.
You got any
Never missed a
routine that
game?
You did to stay, massages during the week, anything that way that you got a secret for players out there?
I mean, just make sure you get in the cold tub for sure. The cold tub definitely
You're a
helps.
cold tub believer.
Oh yeah. If you don't like the cold tub, then just get in the sauna before, then get in the cold tub. It's much more easier that way.
How much love did you get for your play against Penn State 2 years ago when you ran down the running back, down the side? I believe it was Katron Allen, right?
Yeah.
Yeah.
I got a lot of love. At first, I didn't realize I was moving that
The first
fast.
time I noticed you, honestly, I'm not even gonna lie.
Me too.
'cause I'm an NFL guy mostly, and I remember watching the game, going, "Who the hell is this running after the running back right here?"
Yeah, it was pretty crazy. After the game, all the guys were like, "Dang, you're famous." I was like, "What?"
Yeah.
I was so confused, but
everybody likes the big guy that can run.
Yeah, for sure.
Yeah.
You got a guy in the NFL you look up to or model your game after?
Yeah, definitely Vita Vea, Dexter Lawrence, Christian Wilkins, those top, guys right there that can stop the run and defend the pass.
Right, and they're all above 330. So
We haven't heard from Christian Wilkins in a minute, bro. After that injury, we haven't heard nothing from him, bro. I wonder what happened. I know he got injured, but damn.
that should be, if you want to get bigger, you could say that to your team. Yeah, look at those guys. It kind of works.
Oh yeah, for sure.
All right, so we got that, and we're gonna see you run the 40 at your pro day, most likely.
Yeah, that's correct.
Yeah. Okay, man. Well, best of luck to that. All right, man.
I appreciate it.
Kenneth Grant, Michigan, DT, first rounder, baller, big.
Shout out to Kenneth. He might end up being a Dolphin. We gonna see. Next person, we got the Miami boy, Shamar Stewart from Texas A&M, rising up draft boards. Texas A&M, they always do it. Von Miller, Myles Garrett, and it seems like this guy gonna be the next guy. He still has some polishing he needs to do. But I think that he could be one of them ones, man. Could be one of them ones.
The great Shamar Stewart from Texas A&M.
Maybe the
He's a
freakiest of
Longhorn.
all.
He's a Longhorn and he was a quarterback, so feel free to sack him at any time. Just pretend he's holding the ball and do your best or your worst.
He likes when anybody's on here that could, beat me up because I like to push him around a little bit every now and then. But I want to say, because I've said it to some of the other guys, to me, this was the most, I've not studied guys yet, but the little that I've watched of this guy so far, nobody pops more than this human being right here. Nobody. 6'5", 281. You look like you maybe run 4.4, right? He's going to have a say in this top of the draft pass rusher conversation. I'm just saying.
Is he an F up the play guy?
He is a major. So let's talk about this. Your big negative. Your big negative is why didn't you get more sacks? So why? You tell me why.
Man, because trying to be the best football player you are, trying to be for the best football player for the team, sometimes the stats don't replicate that.
No.
I just went out there, did what I was told, and did to the best of my ability.
And the stats don't show it because you don't get a stat for effing up the play.
Right.
Pretty
I call
much.
it the play up, right? When you bust into the line of scrimmage back there, and now the whole play's ruined, and the running back has to go backwards and run, and somebody else gets the tackle. I go, you should get the stat.
But that's what I'm saying. Like, you see Chop Robinson and what he did his first year as a Dolphin. You know, he's not used to getting sacks. You know, when he was at Penn State, he went to the Dolphins, ended up getting 6 sacks his first year. So he has that type of pedigree coming into this draft and the NFL. So it's just gonna take the right team, man. The right team to pick him up and develop him to get those sacks, to finish up on those plays that he almost got a sack on. You know, but he has all the traits, all the intangibles, the 40, the strength, the size, everything that you would need to develop a person to be that person that could get those sacks continuously.
You were the one that ruined the play. You are great at that. And I'll tell you, this is another reason he doesn't get sacks. Because I just remember what I was saying. College football, there's so many quick throws where I go, the NFL, he's going to get the sack, but he doesn't get to do it because it's just screen and quarterback read option and all that. But definite F the play up guy.
Yeah. Yes, sir. That's the highest compliment he can pay to anyone.
Thank you.
If you're an F the play up guy.
What are you doing in the combine? You going to work out?
I'm going to do everything except for pro agility.
Okay, everything but agility.
Yes,
all right, and I mean, I've had a few birdies tell me to watch out for you, numbers wise.
A few birdies?
Yeah,
like
a few birdies. Like some people that I think are connected to you, honestly, that I don't even know that well, but they were like, you better watch what the numbers he's about to put up. Like, what are we thinking in the 40 here?
Worst case scenario, 4 low, high 4.5s.
Right. He wants to go 4.4. Yeah. I know that from that birdie. That
if you go 4.4, he going number one, bro. He going number one. I think he went 4.5 something. 4.5.
Go 4.4.
Who do you model your game after?
Julius Peppers.
That was an F to play up guy.
He sacked me a bunch.
Oh no!
He him up a bunch times.
A bunch. Like
he has his spleen on his mantle.
I played. I lost my spleen against that team. Yes, but it wasn't specifically to him.
That's
like
wild.
you and like him, the first time I saw him and I ran on the field, I literally ran up to him in pregame warmups and I said, "Holy shit, you're huge!" I literally said that to him, and he laughed and he was like, "Oh, you're silly." Right,
man.
But Julius Peppers, anybody in the NFL right now that you kind of look at and model your game after?
Myles Garrett, Nick Bosa.
Yeah, right. You get to talk to Myles, being an A&M guy?
I haven't talked to Myles yet. Maybe one day it's coming.
Okay, all right.
Yeah, it's definitely coming. Now it's coming. If he go number one in the first round, he will go in the first round. Them boys gonna link up, man. They definitely gonna link up.
Yeah, we'll see it on social media when you guys are showing your guns and like how jacked you both are when you work out.
Have you gone through the interview process yet? You've been talking to teams at night?
Yes, sir.
You get any crazy questions or just weird things that have happened?
I haven't really got a crazy, outlandish question yet.
Yeah.
I feel like that's coming though.
What about like your game in general? What's something that you look at to go, I can get better in this area, or maybe you hear from the NFL people to go, you need to get better in this area?
Definitely uses of my hands and my hand accuracy, and also being more composed when I'm a step away from the quarterback.
Because your eyes get big and you want to kill him so bad that you miss the sack.
Yeah. So that's something that I definitely got to work on.
You guys are easy to give the okie doke to. You want it so bad. You see them coming. You go, oh, he wants to kill me so bad. Let me just do this, and then I'll go this way, and he'll go flying right by.
Exactly what happened.
I know. You want it bad, definitely.
We're coming up on the end of the show.
How about the NFL though? Who's the guy you're most excited to see? Right, we got about 40 seconds left. But who's the quarterback or player on the field you're most pumped to go like, damn, I'm on the field with him?
Patrick Mahomes.
Yeah.
But I also want to sack Lamar Jackson the most though.
All right, you better become in control on that one. All right,
he'll have
probably because he's from the crib. That's probably why. That's
We'll
Yeah,
make
you'll
you
have the
miss.
okey doke on that one.
better
Or
be
otherwise,
careful.
just settle for effing up the play
Right.
whenever and wherever you can. All right, Shamar, all the best to you. Congratulations on your success. Hi, it's Mike.
A shout out to Shamar. Yeah, I wouldn't mind the Dolphins picking him up with the 13th overall pick. I wouldn't mind it. You know, at first I was like, I don't know, but now it's like, man, him, Chop Robinson, that would be a deadly D line right there, deadly. Next we got that boy Jalen Walker. You know, another guy that I wouldn't mind getting with the 13th overall pick. I think he's gonna be one of them ones, the Dick Buckus Award winner. This past year, this award goes to the best linebacker in college football. So, hey, we could definitely use another linebacker. You know, he could play edge as well. You know, this is like another mode of Michael Parsons right here, another mode of him. So, let's check this out.
On Indianapolis, we've been talking to plenty of linebackers today. A lot of defensive guys. A lot of guys that I want to see hit you.
This is kind of the
hard.
top linebacker right
Hard.
here.
Jalen Walker, Georgia
Yes, sir.
linebacker, joining us now. How are you, buddy?
I'm doing well. Thank y'all for having me.
Would you like to hit him? He is a former quarterback. Now, he's a
Man.
little old now, but wouldn't you love to hit him hard?
A quarterback is a quarterback. So if he was right there, back there in that backfield, I would love to go get him.
Well, you love me right
Yes.
here. That's all I need.
We
I
all
don't need
good.
you. We
Yes,
don't
sir.
need that. I can't get hit anymore. How much do you watch other linebackers, right? Because like you and Jihad Campbell,
Correct.
you're at the top of most people's list as far as linebackers. How much do you keep an eye on him during the year and kind of peep his game?
Man, it gets hard because we're so busy ourselves.
Right.
So, but I do get the chance, you know, if having an early game and watching that Bama game at the end of the night, that's something I love to do. And of course, Jihad's a good friend of mine of growing up,
Right.
being in those camps and being at an Under Armour All-American game together, getting that relationship is great. And of course, I will support a brother no matter what.
Right, right. But you want to be picked before him.
Man, I would love to be picked for anyone. So.
Yeah.
Who's the toughest guy you've ever seen on a football field?
Toughest, as in physicality.
Just the
strength.
guy that you're like, oh, really? I got to go. I got to deal with him. I got to try to tackle
Man,
him. I got to try to shed a block. From
I
him,
wouldn't
whoever.
say there was an offensive opponent like that, but I do know that a defensive guy that I can say from Georgia is Chaz Chambliss. Chaz is one of the toughest guys I know. If you want him to go lift a house, he's going to find a way to go lift that house. If you want him to move that car, he's going to find a way to go move that car for you. So the way he plays the game and the violence he has within the game is like no other.
Okay, so off of that now, like freakiest guy at Georgia, because we had Mikkel here before.
Right.
He gave us a story about Jalen Carter asleep in the locker and then woke up and is like, I'm going to go get 2 sacks. And he's like, he got 3.
I can attest to that.
Yeah.
Because the way he does it, Jalen Carter, his switch is like no other. Like having that type of switch and going to sleep before the game and waking up and just going to get 3 sacks, like you don't see a lot of people do that.
Yeah.
But I
That's
have
wild.
to say, freakiest player
Right.
would have to be Amarius Mims. The way his body is just set up, it's tough to play against just because he's so wide.
Right.
And then he just already long as who knows what
Right.
to get around. So
Yeah, and has pretty good feet to go
Correct.
along with it.
Correct.
Yeah, I mean, Amarius Mims is the only guy that ever made Orlando Brown Jr. look small ever in our life, right? I mean, he is a giant human being.
he is huge.
Yeah, no doubt.
Butkus Award winner last year as the top linebacker in the nation. What's it mean to get that obviously named for the all-time great Dick Butkus? What's that mean to you?
It's like no other. You know, having that, being a part of that foundation and that fraternity of great linebackers is great. You know, having that to share with N'Kobe Dean and Roquan Smith at Georgia winning that award prior to me.
Crazy.
So bringing the
And both of them guys are pretty good in the NFL. Roquan Smith, we already know he's good, but N'Kobe Dean, he's still coming into his own. Hopefully he could win his starting job back at the Eagles. You know, he got injured and Zach Bond came in, played pretty raw. But we're gonna see. We're gonna see. But I'm pretty sure Jalen Walker, he's gonna be a good player in the NFL. You know, I think this is like a safe pick at number 13, safe pick. Even though we need old linemen, Jalen Walker, I could make an exception for him. I could make an exception.
Buckets back home to the University of Georgia is our tradition, and I can't wait to see for the rest of our linebackers to see who's going to bring it in next.
So what do you feel best at? Because you're that guy that everybody, you know, I watch you. You could come off the edge,
Right.
but you could stand up and play linebacker. Where are you most comfortable? Where do you think the teams feel you right now?
You know, there's a part of everybody's scheme might be different. So some might see me as an inside backer, some might see me as that stat back,
Right.
Sam, or some might just see me as a full-time edge player, which I'm with. I feel like me being on the field in general is just the passion and love I have for the game of being at the inside backer position. If I have to go downhill to stop that run, I will.
Yeah.
If I have to go down there and set that edge, I will. But getting to the quarterback at the inside backer position is fun, but getting to the quarterback on the edge is a different adrenaline rush that you might have.
Yeah, right. So that's the one you enjoy. I know you. You're a good guy. I could already tell you're a team guy. You'll do whatever, but you enjoy that off the edge aspect.
Yeah, off the edge is where I feel more natural.
You feel more natural.
You just gonna have to, if he does become a Dolphin, you know, wherever he's good at, let him play that. You know, with Micah Parsons, you know, you can't keep him at linebacker for too long. You got to put him on the edge based off what he can do. You know, with Jalen Walker, I still got to see the measurables. You know, bench, 40, 10-yard split, all that to see if he's really worth that pick. You know, on film, he shows us that he's a good player, but I want to see the numbers match up for it to be like another confirmation. Like, yeah, he's going to be a good NFL player. I just got to see that.
Right, no thinking. You can just go out and
Correct.
play.
Yeah.
Okay.
And the versatility is big too. You know, they use words like tweener, and sometimes that has a connotation like this guy
like
really
as a
doesn't have
negative,
a home.
right?
You know where your home is. Your home's on the football field, and you do whatever needs to be done.
Correct.
And if they try to go into no huddle or something like that, you're not going to have a problem. You can go wherever you need to go. You can line up wherever you need to line up. And
Right.
guys like you, every team needs guys like you.
Well, the best defensive player in football right now is Micah Parsons, in my opinion, and he's a
Does
tweener.
everything, yeah.
He's a tweener. That's
Right.
what he is. Like, I don't know, they didn't know if he was big enough to play DN. Well, he is. We know that. All right.
right.
So who's your idol right now in football? Who do you look at in the NFL?
Yeah.
To model your game after.
I like to go by body type and size. So I do see Micah as a great comparison. You know, I got the relationship to meet Micah and grow that relationship as a friend of mine, and of course Hassan Reddick as well, because we both have that same type of lower center of gravity body type and still weigh the same weight and things like that. So watching those guys help my game to translate it from NFL to college.
Yeah. What he's basically saying is he's got ass and legs, is what he's saying. That his weight and strength is down there. That's what
Yes,
he
sir.
is, which is important.
Micah, great guy, smart business guy.
Correct.
Understands how the game works. Have you gotten advice from him on how to embark on your NFL career?
He's been that older brother for me. He's giving me the advice that I need. He's there
That's
to answer
real.
any question that I have. So, you know, I appreciate him, you know, for all the things that he's done at this point in time, and I know that our relationship will grow, continue.
You as yourself, right? I could tell you're a detailed guy. What's an area of your game where you go, for the NFL, I got to get a little bit better at this?
Right. I feel like the game in general, the game will speed up just from, I know that transition from high school. From high school to college, that game went faster.
I know.
From college to NFL,
It'll go even faster.
Yeah, even faster, because this is what these guys do for a living.
Right.
So joining that profession, just going into the game speed and focusing on just the little details, like you said, in my craft of being that on-ball backer or being that off-ball backer. Things like that are just the various tips and details that I got to work on.
Yeah.
Give us one game from your college career that you'd want us to look at the film, and that film would show us what you're all about.
Man, that Texas game.
Oh, God,
Which
I'm not
one?
watching that.
Which
shit.
one?
Yeah, the 3-sack one, man, that boy took off that game, bro. They couldn't block him at all. Couldn't block him at all, bro. Made that Texas O-line look horrible.
I'm not watching that.
I feel like in both games.
I'm not
I
watching
feel
that.
like-
You went off.
Yeah,
You went off.
That opportunity for me to play those guys, that great competition that they have, you know, credit to Texas. That is a great team, and getting the opportunity to train with those guys, we laugh about it all the time. Like, it was a great game, but I feel like that showed different, really all aspects of my game of being in space, being on the edge, being at an inside backer position as well. So.
You got a favorite team growing up in the NFL?
Man, I grew up with my dad liking the Pittsburgh Steelers, and you know, of course I followed behind him. So the Pittsburgh Steelers are my favorite.
Well,
It'd be a perfect
Yeah, he'll go crazy with the Pittsburgh Steelers. He'll go crazy, but he's not gonna last that long. He's not.
You fit that. How about number 11?
Yeah.
Where'd that come from?
Man, so early In my years, I got the opportunity to go to a Clemson camp. So I got the opportunity to meet Isaiah Simmons
Oh,
at
there
a
you
young
go.
age. And
Right.
he was that spark of wearing 11. And ever since then, ever since my sophomore year in high school, I've been wearing 11.
Hi, it's Mike Florio. Thanks.
Okay, makes sense. Makes sense. But shout out to Jalen Walker. Today's day 2 of the NFL Combine, so we're gonna see what the other prospects do out there. I'm having another live stream like this, reacting to all those players that perform today as well and their numbers, so on and so forth, man. But hey, I appreciate y'all, love y'all. You already know what it is. It's DGE, Dolphin Gang Entertainment. It's your boy DG, and I'm going.